Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2018 WFA Playoffs Round 1 here at Five Star Stadium. We'll actually send it to the PA announcer for the national anthem here at Five Star Stadium. We'll be back with the starting rosters on the Colorado Sports TV network. And beautiful opening ceremonies here at Five Star Stadium in Northern Colorado, as we are here again for the opening round, or second round, technically the opening round for the Mile High Blaze, as they had the first round bye of Division II in the football championships. Everybody trying to get their way to Atlanta. That is the main goal. That's where the championships will be held this year. And that's where the Mile High Blaze will look to try to get to, but it's one game at a time, and their first playoff matchup of the 2018 season is the visiting San Diego Rebellion. The Rebellion, the number 12 seed, they were victorious 35-0 against Everett last weekend in the first round of these matchups, and then your Mile High Blaze come in with the number 6 seed on the tournament. The number 1 seed is a tough one on the other side, as it is the Minnesota Vixen, as the main team that everybody is kind of looking towards. But the Mile High Blaze have a threat of their own and multiple threats as well, all the way through. Multiple first-team Americans on the field today, as the Mile High Blaze come in with 4 of them, and including the wide receiver Ty Lowry Jones, the tailback in Hockaday, as well as in the defense, Yolanda Searcy as a linebacker, and then Brigham as the defensive tackle, as well as Santa Stephen as strong safety for the Mile High Blaze. All of them making first-team All-Americans. And for the Rebellion, they have a couple defensive players as well. So the Rebellion with a good defense coming into it today. It'll be actually their starting quarterback that switches over to play linebacker, a multi-sided athlete there in Nguyen. She'll be playing linebacker for a first-team All-American. Vanika Jarvis, also an offensive member for the Rebellion. She got nominated first-team All-American at defensive end. And Vanika Jarvis. Cornerback sees Smirsinski from the San Diego Rebellion as well. And then out in the back, or in the free safety for the Rebellion with Katie Ott. All 4 of those names for the Rebellion as well, as mentioned, offensive players greatly for them, whether it be their receiver, running back, or quarterback, but not first-team All-Americans on the offensive end. So expect a good defensive matchup here between these two teams, but offense as well, mostly on the running game. That's where the Mile High Blaze are going to look to try to do their damage on this game against the Rebellion, is on the ground mostly, but then be able to catch them off guard. Tawa Esse with a fantastic arm, or Sarge as you might hear throughout the game, as the quarterback today for the Blaze. She can sling the ball a good long ways, and then her receivers really have the speed to get underneath it and go the full distance of the field whenever those times come. We're just about ready for the kickoff here between the Rebellion and the Blaze here at home for the Mile High Blaze at Five Star Stadium. Myself, Tyler O'Brien, joined with you guys on the call today for this fantastic matchup and a great 4 quarters ahead of us on the field today. The Rebellion come in with their white away jerseys and orangish red camouflage pants, and then their blue base on the helmet, white and red stripes along the middle of it. The Mile High Blaze, their home dark blue uniforms, the orange and black pants, the starting off waist blue, working to the bottom orange, and then, of course, the Mile High Blaze blue helmets with their fantastic logo on it as well. It will be the Blaze to receive the opening kickoff here in the first quarter, which means the Rebellion will have the second half kickoff as theirs, and it's going to be the Blaze trying to get the first score definitely on this first possession, but have a big enough lead going into halftime that second half kickoff really doesn't matter, and we'll see that tell of the tape here over the next couple of quarters and 4 quarters on the evening. It'll be Jennifer Strother to kick it off for the Rebellion. It's kind of an onside kick, pooch kick over the right-hand side on the field, and it's eventually going to bounce out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. The flag comes out, so it'll be the Blaze with a great starting position on this opening kickoff and the first offensive opportunity for Mile High. Again, starting quarterback for the Blaze today will be Sarge Tawa Esse. 37 of 79 on the season, 485 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, a 13.1 average on her throws. She also has carried the ball a couple of times in Tawa Esse, 15 carries from the quarterback spot, 26 yards. On those 15 carries, though, 3 of those were touchdowns. She stands 5'8", a good 195. Here from Denver, went to Simona High School, and she's going to look to do some damage in the backfield. It'll be Hockaday as the main running back for the Blaze. 84 carries, an even 700 yards on the season, 8 touchdowns for her on the year. Blaze getting started on the 35-yard line on offense. 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Split eye, and it's going to be a handoff immediately rushed up the middle by the Rebellion. They're going to drop the Blaze for a 5-yard loss back to the 30. And just no room for Mile High to move at all. So they'll bring up 2nd and 15 from the Blaze own 30-yard line. 31 is where they're going to spot it. Good forward progress there for the Blaze to not allow those extra couple of yards to be subtracted for them, but now kind of a passing situation for the Blaze here on 2nd and long. In the passing situation, they're going to send 2 to the right, 1 to the left on the formation. And it's going to be a handoff to the right-hand side. Big hole opened up outside the tackle. Able to get back almost to the original line of scrimmage at the 35, about a yard short of it. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 11 for the Mile High Blaze. Again, the first offense possession of this game. So on this 3rd down, definitely a passing situation here. Want to at least try to get a 1st down at the 45, make it a little bit closer, try to flip field position if it turns into a punt and have to see 4th down. And on this 3rd down, it'll be 2 to the left this time, 2 to the right as well. So 4 receivers out there, single back behind Tawa Esse. She takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It's play action. She's going to roll out to her left. Has plenty of room, telling her to go deep. Nobody's running, though, getting the blocking. She's going to pick up a good 6 yards, Tawa Esse does, from quarterback, but not enough for the 1st down. She'll be about 4 yards short. So about 4th and 4 coming up from the Blaze 43. So 3 straight runs there technically for the Blaze. That 3rd down was supposed to be a pass. Just nobody open. Good defense from the Rebellion in the secondary. And so for the Blaze, no punting. It looks like it's going to be an opportunity here and try to get a 4th down conversion. Tawa Esse calling out the play in the huddle. A big play here for the Blaze. And for the Rebellion, a big play for them as well. If they're able to stop the Blaze on their first offensive opportunity, have the ball in their own territory, it'll be a big play here either side. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Offset eye in the backfield for Mile High. It's going to be a pitch to the right-hand side. Blown up in the backfield, though, and it's going to be a 2-man tackle for the Rebellion. A big loss and a turnover on downs for the Mile High Blaze. So the first possession for the Rebellion will start on the Blaze 31. And that's where the Rebellion will set up shop 1st and 10. So not a good first possession for Mile High. 4 runs, one pass opportunity, but Tawa SA had to scramble her way out of there, didn't have enough blocking downfield to get the first down. And for the Rebellion, expect to see more running as well here on their first possession with plenty of offense to be had. For the Rebellion, their quarterback, Nenji Martin, 33 of 111, plenty of passing opportunities there, only 517 yards, 7 touchdowns on 6 interceptions on her regular season is Martin at quarterback. In the backfield, it'll be Ronnie Armstrong, 58 carries on 236, or 58 carries, 236 yards. And she gets, no, it's going to be a fake. It's going to be Martin keeping it, and it's going to be a sack in the back. Well, with it being a run, it'll be a loss of 3, actually, for the Rebellion. Good defensive stop from Mile High on their first defensive opportunity. 12:38 remaining in the opening quarter, still scoreless as both teams have had the ball once now. It's the Rebellion first drive down the field. No huddle offense, getting things quickly out, and it's going to send 4 receivers out there. Martin has 2 to the left, 2 to the right, single back, shotgun formation for Nenji Martin. Some great receivers on the Rebellion. Selena Graves, 10 receptions, 121 yards. Vanika Jarvis, 5 receptions on 259 yards. And the shotgun formation for the Rebellion on 2nd and 12. Snap goes, quarterback 1, pitch out to the backfield. Open room and plenty of room for Armstrong down the left-hand side and down to the 20-yard line. And it will be a first down for the San Diego Rebellion. A little bit of an option play there for San Diego as Martin took the original step, took a step towards her center and that gap right there in the one hole, decided to pitch it out off the read. And Armstrong, plenty of room to the left-hand side as the receivers, those 2 receivers out to the left, had the quarterbacks running upfield. The safeties never broke down for Mile High, which allowed Armstrong plenty of room down the left-hand side. So 1st and 10 for San Diego. 1st and goal, well, just outside. Just a yard outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. Another shotgun formation, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Single back once again with Armstrong in the backfield. Martin takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Fumble on the ground. Ball's on the ground still. A couple of players on both teams were there, and the officials are going to gather together. Mile High looks like they have it, and it is going to be Mile High football on the fumble recovery. So fantastic start there from Mile High on defense. They're going to get the ball right back after their own turnover on 4th down. Looked like coming up with the ball on the ground was number 50, Sean Brigham. Good concentration there. It was a handoff, and you can see the ball just pop right off the arm and right to the ground. Good concentration and focus as well. So 1st and 10 for Mile High. Tawa SA is going to send the offense out there. 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Offset I in the backfield. Sarge is going to take the snap, look for the handoff. It's going to be the right-hand side. Hockaday trying to fight one off. She can't, wrapped up at the waist, and down she goes. Big tackle in the backfield for a loss of 2. And on that fumble recovery from Sean, she likes to be called the lawnmower, the mover, the big body, the wrecking ball, the beast. She did all of those on that play, coming up with the fumble recovery. A big force up the middle for the Mile High Blaze on defense. They got to focus on offense here and pick up some positive yards. Only 1 play so far with positive yards, and that was that quarterback keeper from Tawa SA. Intended pass, but nobody open. She ran for about 4 or 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 12 here. On their own 18 are the Blaze. It's going to be handoff to Hockaday. Plenty of room up the right-hand side, but the hole gets filled by 3 different Rebellion players. But a gain is a gain for the Blaze, and it's going to be a gain of 4, which brings up 3rd and about 8. Hockaday averaging about 8.3 yards per carry. Way down so far today in this first quarter. See if Coach Rob from Mile High switches things up, goes to more of an offensive playbook. Seems that the Rebellion are really breaking down, sending their linebackers towards the line, trying to fill as many holes as possible. 1 receiver left and right, split or offset I in the backfield once again for Mile High. Tawa SA under center. She takes the snap, fakes the pitch. It's going to be handoff right back to Hockaday. Nope, not much room again as the line is filled full of Rebellion players. And it's going to be no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8. Actually, it'll be 4th down now. So 4th and 8 from the 22. And it is going to be a punting situation for Mile High. Hannah Stolbe will go out there to send this kick away. Send 2 Rebellion players towards the 50-yard line. That's the furthest one back, ready to receive the punt. And it's a high snap, able to get grabbed down. Good kick, little liner, bounce at the 45, caught at the 50. Working back towards the other side of the field, towards the right-hand side. Able to break a tackle, not able to wrap up. Plenty of room over to the right-hand side and blockers for the Rebellion. As Vanika Jarvis still running around, finally gets pushed out of bounds on the far side by the Rebellion bench at the 35-36-yard line. It's a good starting field territory for the Rebellion once again, just about the same spot they started on their first offensive drive. So 2 drives for the Blaze, a turnover on downs on the first time, a punt on the second, and a gain or a punt return of about 15 for San Diego and Jenkins. So Nenji Martin and her offense will go back out there 1st and 10 as the officials are kind of gathering around once again. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30 or 39-yard line. Not sure if there's a penalty there or if that's where her first foot stepped out of bounds or not. There's going to be a timeout taken by the Mile High Blaze on this 1st down. First timeout taken of this game, and a good spot for Coach Robb and the Blaze to kind of calm themselves down. They know their defense performed well on the last time they were out there with the good fumble recovery. And this time the Rebellion might have to switch things up. They had a couple of big gains on their first offense possession. A good option play that kind of caught the Blaze off guard a little bit. And those option plays are hard to see. Once the players start moving around and start standing up into their positions to block on the line or the receivers running out, it's really hard to see exactly where the ball is at and what the quarterback or running back want to do in the option play. And for Martin, she runs a really good option on that last one she ran. And the only turnover came off of a handoff to Armstrong, just off of her arm on the right-hand side, just a little bit. Popped loose, went to the ground, and the Blaze were right there, right at their feet to be able to recover. So hopefully for the Blaze, another fumble recovery if possible. The Rebellion want to try to get another 1st down. There's only been 1 first down on this game, and it came on that option play. So the 2 defenses really standing out so far on the game as we have 8:39 remaining in the 1st quarter. Again, 2nd round of the Division II 2018 WFA playoffs. The road to Atlanta comes through Thornton, Colorado. As Martin's in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap. It's going to be an option once again, and it goes to Armstrong in the backfield. She has room to her left, able to get down to the 30-yard line. Not enough for a 1st down, but a big 6-7-yard gain. Same play that they got the 1st down on their first offensive drive. It's an option to the left. Every run has been left so far. San Diego not working to the right-hand side of Mile High's defense, or left-hand side of the defense for Mile High, right-hand as the Rebellion look at it. 2nd and 4 from the 31. Martin in the shotgun again, 2 left, 2 right, single back behind her. Takes the snap. This time it does go to the right-hand side, off of Armstrong's hands. It's on the ground and recovered by the Blaze. Still on the ground possibly, but it looked like a clean recovery for Marissa Glenn, number 24 for the Blaze. And it is going to be Blaze football after another fumble recovery. 2 of them now on the game. And hopefully a little bit of more momentum for Mile High going into this offensive possession. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blaze on their own 35-yard line. Ball is yet to cross half field. It's been on the left-hand side of the field the entire time. And the Blaze would like to put it into Rebellion territory on this drive and into that 10-yard end zone if they can on the far side. No score still. still scoreless, 7:54 left. First quarter of play. 2 turnovers, though, for the Rebellion, none for the Blaze. They had a 4th down, turnover on downs, technically. But no interceptions, no fumbles for Mile High. It's going to be Tawa SA under center once again. 1 receiver left, 1 right. Offset I in the backfield. Snap goes. It's going to be a pass. Looking deep to the left. Receiver's open, but just overthrown. And out of the reach of a receiver to the left. Great ball thrown. Great spiral from Tawa SA. And for your first pass to overthrow, it's actually better to do that because the receivers will adjust and get underneath the ball more often than not. Ashley Davis, the intended receiver on the far side. So 2nd and 10 now after the incomplete pass, the first pass attempt of the day. First ball in the air at least. Mile High tried the pass earlier, with Sarge running it off to the left-hand side for 6 yards. Offset I once again, the offset to the left-hand side this time. 1 left, 1 right receiver. Tawa SA under center. Box stacked for the Rebellion on defense. Pitch out to the left, has blockers. Running out to the left-hand side, breaking a tackle, and it's going to be a first down and more down to the 50, 49-yard line and past midfield as Ruby Albright's able to pick up the yards on the left-hand side and the first down for the Blaze on the game. They're going to mark her out right at half field. Actually, a yard short, so make it the 49. Mile High still unable to cross the 50-yard line. But the momentum definitely carried over from the last fumble recovery. Both of them combined, and the first down from Mile High gets their offense rolling. But a different name in Ruby Albright getting the ball on that run. It's going to be I formation. It's Lowry Jones as the quarterback. No, it's a Wildcat actually. No I. It's Lowry Jones at quarterback. 2 receivers to the left. Low snap, able to pick it up. It's going to be Ruby once again out to the left-hand side. Gets a block. Good 4-yard, 5-yard gain from Ruby Albright. And there's a discussion over on the far side by the receiver and Ashley Davis. She wants a little bit of a hold from the defense on the far side. Doesn't get the call. Looks like the defender went up towards the helmet collar area to kind of shade off the block. But Albright able to pick up the 4 or 5 yards. So 2nd and 6 from the 46-yard line. 6:42 left. First quarter still no score. 5 Star Stadium here in Colorado, where the Blaze are hosting the San Diego Rebellion. First time across midfield for Mile High. Back under center, it's going to be Lowry Jones once again at quarterback. 3 receivers to her right, 1 left, single back. It's going to be a handoff to the right-hand side to Albright. Ruby trying to fend off a couple of blocks. She can't. There's a flag on the field on the far side by the Rebellion bench at about the 48-yard line, right around holding territory. Possibly saw a face mask as well on the tackles. We'll see what the referee says. It was a loss of 4 on the play. Referee's still talking about it real quick, and the ball is just going to be placed at the 50. So holding is the call. Penalty is declined for the Rebellion. So they want to face 3rd down and 9 instead of giving the Blaze a 2nd down and a little bit longer. But right at the 50-yard line, the nose of the ball on the white stripe. Mile High is going to go back out on offense, try to convert a 3rd down. It's going to be Lowry Jones underneath center once again. Pitch off to the left-hand side to Albright. She's working around her blockers. Great block on the left-hand side, but able to shen off the block and come in and make the tackle is number 47, Nenji Martin for the Rebellion. First team All-American at linebacker coming up to make that stop. A loss of 1 back to the original line of scrimmage, so 4th down and 10 at the 49 for the Blaze. It looks like they're going to try to punt this one away once again. So they'll send Stolba back out there. And Coach Rob switching things up there on that drive. Something's able to work. Tawa Esse not underneath center, passing it. She's healthy and on the sideline right now, so no injury there as far as I know. Good punt this time for the Blaze. It lands at the 23, bounces into the 15, and rolls sideways to the 13, down to the 12. And a great punt for Stolba and the Blaze, putting the Rebellion with their backs up against their own end zone at the 12-yard line. So the Rebellion, for the first time, have all the field to go now. And the Blaze able to flip territory and let their defense go to work and try to pick up another fumble recovery if they can. The sun's starting to creep out past the clouds. A couple of thunderstorms coming through earlier in the day, not affecting the field at all. Actually dropped the temperatures to about 60, 65 degrees. Beautiful temperature out there for the ladies to play, and beautiful temperature for the fans as well. A little bit chilly, so if you're still making your way down, grab yourself a blanket, a sweater. As the sun starts going down, it'll get even colder. Shotgun formation for the Rebellion. It's a handoff over the left-hand side. Try to find the hole, but a suffocating, swarming defense for the Blaze. 5 different ladies wrap up for the tackle, and it's going to be no gain for the Rebellion. 2nd down and 10 from their own 11. We thank you guys for joining us on Colorado Sports TV for the Blaze 2018 playoff game on this Saturday. We hope everybody's weekend is going fantastic. Some of you guys probably out there enjoying early 4th of July celebrations, possibly next weekend, definitely on Wednesday, though. So I wish everybody the happiest of 4th of Julys. The Rebellion, 2nd down and 10 once again. 4:16 left still in this first quarter. Martin with the snap, hands it off, and a big run up the middle for the Rebellion, able to drag 3 defenders with her, and a flag's going to be called. And it looks like it's going to be on the Blaze as a couple of Rebellion players were pointing the finger. Looks like it's going to be Nicole Gallegos with the penalty. Possible taunting type of call. There was separation between the two on this near side once the flags went. It was about a 6-yard gain on the run for the Rebellion. The referee's still talking about it right about the 15-yard line. Trying to get the right call and trying to make sure it's a call that's needed as well. Shadows playing a little bit of an effect, mostly over by the Rebellion side from the 20-yard line into the end zone, covered in sun. Everything else shadowed out, and actually it's going to be the Rebellion that get called for the penalty. It is on the Rebellion, actually. So even after the pointing of the fingers, Selena Graves gets called for the penalty for the Rebellion. So the referee getting everything's handled on the field right now, getting the clock reset, the yardage, and the down. I believe he said replay 3rd down. It should be replay 2nd down on the field. And it's looking like the original line of scrimmage at the 11 is where the Rebellion are going to have the ball. On the scoreboard, it says 3rd down and 10. So let's say 3rd down for the Rebellion here, and a big 3rd down for the Blaze to try to hold. One safety in the back for the Blaze. Everybody else up near the line. It's a snap to Martin. She's going to take it herself to the right-hand side. Plenty of room, lowers her shoulders, and tries to get as close to that 1st down as possible. It's going to come up a couple of yards short. Good stop for the Blaze on the left-hand side. And it was repeat 2nd down, so it is now 3rd down. And on the field, the number man on the far side has a 3 up. So let's make it 3rd down and 3 from the Rebellion 17. They need 3 more yards to get this 1st down. So Martin in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Single back behind her. Blaze trying to hold this 3rd down and 2. Snap goes to Martin. She goes with the handoff to Armstrong. No, it's kept. Martin's open on the far side. She's running and has the ball in her hands. Finally, the safety able to come across and find it in Santa Stephen, but not before Martin has a huge gain of about 20 down to the 42-yard line and a first down for the San Diego Rebellion. 2:30 left here in this first quarter. Both of these teams trying to find the first score of the game. And the Rebellion, a little bit of momentum on their side. A short roster for San Diego. So look over to the far side, and a lot less of a bench than Mile High has at home. And a player is down for the Rebellion. As I mentioned, that they probably cannot afford any injuries on this year. San Diego finished 6-2 on the regular season, just like the Blaze did. But a lot less points scored on the year, 199 for San Diego compared to Mile High's 321. Pretty much even in the points against, so both of these defenses pretty identical. It was 127 points against for the Blaze, 124 points against for the Rebellion. And as I had mentioned with the injuries for San Diego, they did not have to forfeit any, or they did forfeit one, I believe, against the Los Angeles Warriors, but Capital City Rage had a forfeit to them. But just a depleted roster for San Diego, just trying to work their way all the way through, and got to give them credit for making it this far in the playoffs as well, with not many players there in case there are injuries. So a healthy team there in San Diego, and also a healthy team here for Mile High. Most of the roster able to suit up and play on this game on this Saturday as they are trying to work towards Atlanta. And next round would be a big one for Mile High. The winner of this one would get the winners up above them with the number 1 seed right there in Minnesota Vixen, as well as the Wisconsin Dragons, the number 9 seed, playing today. That game being held in Minnesota. The winners will play the semifinals on July 14th. On the other side of the bracket, it was the Jacksonville Dixie Blues that were victorious in the first round against the Fury, as well as the Columbus Comets defeating the Philadelphia Phantoms. So the Comets and the New York Sharks, the number 2 seed, face off today, as well as the Jacksonville Dixie Blues taking on the number 4 seed Tampa Bay Inferno. National Championships to be held in Atlanta on July 27th, the end of next month. It looks like everybody gets a nice break on the 4th of July as well this next week. Don't have to worry about weekend games as well. Back to action now here on the field at Five Star Stadium. 2:30 left in the first quarter. The Rebellion on offense. 1st and 10. Whistle blows, and it's going to be an early start on the field. So it looks like the Rebellion will have to take a couple of steps backwards. And it is going to be a false start on the Rebellion. Michelle Haney picking up the violation on the false start. A little bit too quick to jump. And that offensive line for the Rebellion has a lot of work to do against the Mile High Blaze. The defensive line able to penetrate the lines of any offense so far this season, get in the backfield. Plenty of sacks, fumbles, and great tackles. It's a handoff blown up right at the line of scrimmage by the Blaze. And it's going to be no gain for the Rebellion on 1st and long. So make it 2nd and long, 2nd and 15. Vanika Jarvis on the carry for the Rebellion, not able to get much room. And it's going to be a timeout taken by San Diego, their first timeout with 2:14 left in this first quarter. So a couple quick timeouts taken in the game, in a sense. A very sluggish first quarter so far. Not much pace to it. Doesn't help that it's been a running game for both teams so far. But for Mile High, they have to realize 2 fumble recoveries. They have the momentum. For the Rebellion, they're kind of second-guessing their running game in a little bit. And actually, they made the change as well, sending Jarvis to the backfield as their main runner instead of Armstrong, as well as Mile High making some changes already in this first quarter, letting Landry Jones, I apologize, throw the ball a little bit more than Sarge was. So Ty playing a little bit of quarterback, not sure what Coach Rob is going to do on their next offense possession. But the defense has to step up right here on 2nd and long and really try to force San Diego out of this offensive opportunity. And for the Blaze, it was a good start to the season. as they picked up victories in their first 4 games, started off 4-0. Good wins against Roswell, the Utah Blitz, Rocky Mountain Thundercats, which is always a great victory for these Mile High Blaze. A lot of players on this team that played on the Colorado Springs team down there. And then once the Blaze got started a couple of years ago, they decided to make the move up here to Denver and play on this fantastic team, and it is a fantastic team at that. Back-to-back playoff appearances, back-to-back league champions as well. As San Diego comes out of this timeout, 2nd and 16 from their own 36. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Gwynn in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks for the handoff, fakes it. Takes 1 step to her left, instead goes back up the middle. It's a quarterback draw, and she's going to have a good gain, about 10. It was 2nd and 15, so not enough for a first down, and she gets down to the 48. He's going to keep the clock running with 2 minutes left in this first quarter. 3rd down and 4 from the Rebellion own 48-yard line, just 2 yards away from half field. Starting to work into the shadows now are the Rebellion. We'll see if they try to pass it at all. Wins in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers left and right. It's going to be handoff this time over to the middle. And it's going to be enough for a first down, it looks like, for the Rebellion. And it is going to be Jarvis with the carry. And she does have enough for the first down as referee tells the sticks to move. So 1st and 10 for the Rebellion on the 49 of the Blaze, now able to get across midfield. Right on the middle of the logo for 5 Star Stadium. Great AstroTurf here on this field as well. A little bit of a bend on it, just in case there is weather. Trickles off pretty quickly. One of the better stadiums here in Denver. 2 receivers left and right for the Rebellion once again. Wins in the shotgun, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, she's going to keep it this time. The Blaze tracked her down. She tries to throw the shoulder into the defender, but it's going to be Tawa Esse holding on with the tackle on Gwynn. So 2 quarterbacks going at it there on the field. And it's going to set up 2nd and 6 for the Rebellion. But they keep inching closer and closer to the first score as we inch closer and closer to the end of the first quarter. 30 seconds left. Rebellion might try to get one more play in. And it's going to be 3 receivers out to the left for San Diego. 1 receiver to the right. Jarvis in the backfield. Wynn in the shotgun. 3 linebackers for the Blaze in the box. High snap, able to get brought down. It's going to be a keeper and a stop in the backfield. What a great rush there from Mile High as they were able to get to the backfield, and it's Brigham making the tackle. So a fumble recovery for Brigham, and now Sean able to get a big loss on 3rd down on San Diego, and it looks like that's going to send us to the end of the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Rebellion as we start the second quarter from the 48 after they flip sides. So after the first quarter, as we thought, defensive matchup so far between both of these teams give the advantage to Mile High with the 2 fumble recoveries. But so far, the advantage on offense, I'd have to give it to San Diego as they've been able to get a couple of first downs. This drive right now is sitting at a 40-yard drive at the moment, able to pick up 2 first downs so far, and still pushing the ball. A big 3rd down coming up once we start this second quarter, and after they switch sides of the field, it'll be San Diego working left to right now as they work back towards that Sunfield end zone. On offense for the Blaze, when they do go back out there, I'm not sure what to expect. All the preparation I did for Sarge on the passing game went out of the window in the 3rd drive so far for Coach Rob. He saw an advantage in a different way with Larry Jones as quarterback, kind of a wildcat formation there where he can trust her to hold on to it as well and make the runs. But we'll see what happens with Sarge. She'll play quarterback. She has to focus on defense right now, and she's been playing a great left outside linebacker. As we're going to get the second quarter started. Still scoreless here at Five Star Stadium between the Mile High Blaze and the visiting San Diego Rebellion. Win in the shotgun on third down. To keep her, it's an option. She pitches off to her right. Tries to get the stiff arm is Jarvis, and she gets worked out of bounds on the Mile High bench. Short of the first down. It'll be a 4th and 5 once the ball gets spotted. No punts yet for the Rebellion. Too long for a field goal, I would assume. This is a pretty long distance for an NFL kicker even. And it's going to be the offense back out there for the Rebellion trying to convert this 4th and 5. So a big spot here for the Blaze to kind of turn the tide and get a 4th down stop of their own. And the Blaze are going to send 4 to the box. 1 safety in the back. For the Rebellion on offense, 3 receivers out left, 1 to the right. Shotgun with the single back. As the safety creeps in closer, they're going to be playing man. A blitz coming on the near side. It is a blitz. It's going to be Martin up the middle, and a big stop for the Blaze. Coming down to make the stop. I believe Sarge combined on the tackle with Yo-Yo. And those 2 first-team All-Americans on the offensive end come out on the defensive end, make the stop. And it's going to be a first down for Mile High after the 4th down stop for the Rebellion. Now it looks like it's not going to be Sarge at quarterback, as she's getting plenty of applause over on the near side for the Mile High Blaze on the bench. And it is going to be Lowry Jones out there to work underneath center. In the backfield. Looks like Hockaday. Lowry Jones takes the snap, hands it off. It's going to be worked right up the left-hand side through the big hole. Good cover on the ball. And it is Coco with the carry. So Coco able to pick up about 6 yards on the first down run. Brings up 2nd and 4. Still have to work it across midfield. Lowry Jones with 2 receivers to her right. In the shotgun she is. Right beside her hip is Hockaday. And it's a keeper. No, she's going to look to pass possibly. Trying to work out to the side. She has to throw it away. Instead gets pushed out of bounds. And it's going to be a loss of 4 for the Blaze. Coaching staff for Mile High on the near side telling her to throw it away next time. So big 3rd down here for Mile High. 13:50 left in the second quarter. Still no score on the board. It might just take 1 touchdown to win this thing when it's all said and done. 2 high-scoring teams, though, on the year. The Blaze put up 70 against Roswell in the very first week. That was their season high in points. Tough team in the Kansas City Titans putting up some big numbers against Mile High. Lowry Jones underneath center. Split eye in the back, or offset eye, I should say, in the backfield. 1 left, 1 right receiver. Lowry Jones drops back, looks to throw, high pass to the right-hand side. Underneath it is the Blaze, and she breaks the tackle. She's free down to the end zone. Z Canfield with the first score of the game for the Blaze. A great pass from Lowry Jones, and that's how the offense gets started from Mile High here on this Saturday. The ball was thrown about 50 yards. She worked underneath it, caught it, ran for the last 15, and the Blaze go up 6-0, pending this extra point. Fantastic concentration for the Blaze in Canfield. She had 2 defenders on her, but the pass was perfectly thrown from Lowry Jones. Great spiral, great arc, enough power to get underneath, and Canfield just ran right underneath it, grabbed a hold of it, broke the tackles off the feet, and ran right to the end zone. The extra point is blocked on the ground are the Blaze just to stop it dead, not allow San Diego to return it anywhere. And it is going to be that blocked extra point. So 6-0 is the lead for the Blaze. 13-10 left in this first half. Canfield, her second touchdown of the year. She only had 6 receptions for 102 yards, leading on the team in average as far as reception yards per reception. And it looks like there's a player down right now for the Blaze after everything was said and done after that blocked extra point. But I didn't know what to expect come the next offensive opportunity for Mile High, and I really didn't know what to expect because they went to a passing offense, and it worked out perfectly for Mile High. Back to the feet now is the injured player for the Blaze. I'll get a number in a second, and not the number you want to see. It's number 1 coming out a little limpy off the field. That is Ty Lowry Jones. So after she throws the touchdown, she's on the special teams team as well and has to come off a little gingerly on the near side. But she looks good to be able to continue in this game. Nobody seems to be too concerned as far as trying to get her to the medical table to get her fixed up at all. But I'm sure having that touchdown in her back pocket will take all the pain away, as she would love her own plane ticket to Atlanta coming up in a couple of weeks. So the Blaze have the first lead of the game. The Rebellion, their first deficit of the game. They'll have to figure out a way to retaliate. And actually, for the Rebellion, it's their first point scored against them in the playoffs, as they had that 35-0 win against Everett last weekend. So unfamiliar territory for the Rebellion here. These two teams did not match up during the regular season. Did play some familiar teams, as they are in the same Pacific Division, along with Everett, Tacoma, and Capital City. The other teams in the Division II, as mentioned earlier, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and Miami, as well as Minnesota and Wisconsin. So it'll be the Blaze to kick it off here after that touchdown. And it's a squib kick up the middle. Whistles were being blown right as the ball was made contact with. Not sure if there was any offsides. Usually that penalty gets called after it's all said and done. Maybe the ball dropped a little bit. It was being held by Strike-Charsky, number 89, for the Blaze. Not using the tee. Not much wind out there as I look in the trees in the back. So it'll be Stolba to re-kick once again, the left-footed kicker. And a lot better of a kick this time. No whistles, and the play, it's bounced. And it's rolling back to the 10, the 5. Rebellion have to pick it up. She's down. And that's where she's going to fall and set up shop for her offense at the 5-yard line. Not a heads-up play for San Diego. They had to track it all the way back, and Armstrong back there slipped a little bit on this turf, went down to her belly, and had to stay there as the dead ball is called. So 1st and 10 for the Rebellion on their own 5-yard line, and not a place you want to be with this defense from Mile High playing the way they have so far through a quarter and a half. 13:03 left in this second quarter. Mile High Blaze lead 6-0 here on Colorado Sports TV. And the Rebellion have worked out the shotgun all game long. This is a tough time to play shotgun formation. A snap over the head could lead to a safety, could lead to a touchdown, could lead to a lot. It's 3 receivers to the right, single back, handoff is given. Up the middle, good stop for the Blaze. And it looks like it was Armstrong on the carry in the backfield. Gain of 2, so 2nd down and 8. Safeties and cornerbacks for the Blaze playing a good game, not allowing any of the receivers to be open, not giving the chance for San Diego to try to go into a passing offense at all. As mentioned, for Gwynn, not the best passing numbers in the world as far as completion percentage. The yardage is good, so when she does connect with the receivers, it goes a long ways. It's going to be a pass this time on second down, up the middle, off the hands, and out of the grasp of Yo-Yo Searcy. The middle linebacker for the Blaze had it, but that ball had some velocity from Gwynn, and just out of her hands and dropped to the floor it goes, but a stop nonetheless for the Blaze on second down. Brings up 3rd and 8 from the Rebellion 7. So we'll see what San Diego does here on this 3rd down after passing on second down. One of their first passing attempts of the game so far. It was a slant up the middle, had her open, just threw it right to Yo-Yo. She just could not be the intended receiver on that one. It's going to be another pass, and blown up the middle. Ball's knocked out of the hands of Gwynn. It's on the ground. It's either a safety or a touchdown. They're calling safety for the Blaze. No, it's a touchdown. The hands do not come together. They stay upright like the field goal looks like, and it's a touchdown for the Blaze on defense off the fumble recovery, and it looks like it's going to be Marissa Glenn, the happiest coming off the field. She might have been the recipient of that fumble. Either way, it's another touchdown for your Mile High Blaze, and they have a 12-0 lead, looking for another extra point. Fantastic turn of events for Mile High. After a sluggish first quarter, just couldn't get it going. Coach Rob makes the adjustment on offense to go with Lowry Jones at quarterback. Doesn't have to make many adjustments on defense. They keep playing the way they do. And give credit to Sarge, playing linebacker for Mile High. She had a big part of that fumble in the end zone. And it looks like a 2-point attempt coming up for Mile High. It's Lowry Jones under center. She goes with the handoff to Hockaday. She's tackled from behind and dropped for no good on the 2-point conversion. So 12-0 is the lead for the Blaze. It's now a 2-score game and a lot more comfortable for Mile High and Coach Rob. And the fans here at Five Star Stadium really starting to get behind their Blaze. Great crowd out here this evening as they get to enjoy some fantastic football on this Saturday. A lot of these fans, Denver Broncos fans, just waiting for August and September to come around. A lot of anticipation for them as well, but these Mile High Blaze are taking that orange and blue to a new level here over the summer as they're looking to try to get themselves a ring at the end of the season and lift that championship trophy. Second year in a row that they've been able to host a playoff game here at Five Star Stadium. Las Vegas came through last year, and the Blaze really put it on them offensively. The running game was stout last year. And more of the same here in 2018 as well, just trying to go a little bit further. I believe it was last year, right after that Las Vegas game at home, Mile High had to go on the road, and that's where their season ended as this kickoff goes into the end zone, not touched, so they have to bring it out. It is going to be a touchback because it was never touched outside of the end zone. So dead ball as it'll be spotted. And that's where San Diego will set up 1st and 10, now trailing 12-0 with 12:06 left in this first half. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout by the Rebellion. Look on the far side, and the referee was blowing his whistle, giving a signal. A very interesting time for timeouts here so far in this game. Coach Rob called one right after they were setting up on defense on a first down, change of possession. And here, a change of possession. San Diego is going to call a timeout. With plenty of time left in the second quarter, this will not be the last possession for San Diego in this first half. And don't forget, they get the second half kickoff as well. Unless the Rebellion think they can have a 12-minute drive and really deplete this clock, that's really the only reason I would call a timeout right now, or else their offense for San Diego has been running pretty well so far. That option play out of the backfield for Gwynn has gained at least 6 yards a carry. And anytime they go outside the tackles and use the pitch, San Diego's been able to gain yards more times than not. Anytime they try to go up the middle, it's Brigham and the rest of the defensive line suffocating those holes for the Blaze. But anytime they try to work towards the hash marks on the outside, San Diego has had a lot of success. Only one timeout left for the Rebellion in this first half. And it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 25. So it'll be Wynn back out there in the shotgun formation. Or actually, no, it is not Gwynn. It's Smirzinski out there at quarterback. Katie Yacht to the right side as a receiver. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Smirzinski gets the snap. She looks to pass. Looking deep up the middle. High throw into the hands. And a catch by Nenji Martin. She goes to her knee, gives out the first down. And it's a gain up to the 50-yard line, 25 yards on that pass. First completed pass for the Rebellion. And I guess the timeout worked for San Diego as they are going to switch things up on the offensive end. Switching up quarterback. Rarely do you see a playoff game where 2 healthy quarterbacks get pulled for 2 others on the different teams. But it is working out right now for the Blaze and so far for the Rebellion with Smirzinski at quarterback. So Smirzinski still in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to pass once again, looking to her left, throws to her left, has it completed. It's Wynn once again. She breaks 1 tackle, then gets wrapped up by 2 others. Down to the ground, the ball's on the floor. The fumble bag comes out from the referee on the far side, but it looks like the Rebellion do recover. No, the Blaze come up with it. Interesting call here. And it's going to be Rebellion ball. There is a Rebellion player on the floor, and it is Graves coming up a little bit slow. So after the referees figure everything out, again, he had thrown the fumble bag, the line referee on the far side by the Rebellion bench. He threw the beanbag out there, possibly just to say that the ball did hit the floor, but he then went over there and said that the Rebellion player was already down on the ground and the play was dead there. So kind of contradicting himself a little bit. But either way, it's San Diego ball, 2nd and 9 on the 45-yard, or 2nd and 5 on the 45-yard line. 11 and a half minutes left in the first half. Smirzinski once again at quarterback for the Rebellion. 4 receivers to her right, 1 to the left. Single back in Armstrong. Pass once again deep to the left. Pushing off and completed. The flag's down. It was a push off by the receiver and Jarvis. On the far side, the cornerback for the Blaze had her back turned even when the receiver was trying to come back and play the ball. We'll see if they allow the receiver the opportunity to come back and the flag is on the Blaze as pass interference, or if they're going to get the push off on the Rebellion. It was a big gain for San Diego. And they're going to start walking back with the football, so it is going to be a pass interference on the Rebellion. And it is Vanika Jarvis as the recipient of the pass interference penalty. So after a big game by the Rebellion through the passing, once again, penalty gets called and they have to work backwards instead. Big turn of events there for the Blaze, allows themselves to regroup and refocus on not letting the Rebellion pass away on their defense, as they have been able to do this drive so far. What started at their 5 is now at their 40 for the Rebellion. They got it down to the 20 at one point. But third down and long now on the field for the Rebellion. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Smierzinski in the shotgun at quarterback. Armstrong in the backfield. Smierzinski takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks around, has to come up into the pocket. She's still up, instead gets slammed to the ground. Once again, big number 50 on her back, Brigham, with the sack on Smierzinski. And Sean Brigham is having herself a game so far. A fumble recovery, a couple of tackles for loss, and a big sack there against the Rebellion. And it's now 4th down and 23 for the Rebellion. Smierzinski is going to send 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver out left, single back in the shotgun. And it is 3rd down on the field, says the scoreboard and the far number as well now. First down is to the 40 for the Rebellion. That's where they need to get to. They're on their own 38. Smierzinski looking around, getting everything set. She's in the shotgun, takes the snap. It's going to be a rollout to the right-hand side. Try to get that screen in a sense to Armstrong. She just could not get underneath the ball. Smierzinski throwing a little bit ahead of her. Had it open a little bit to the left-hand side. Just couldn't complete pass. So it is going to be 4th down, and they call it a backwards pass and a loss of a yard. So 4th down and long. Actually, no, it was not an incomplete pass. The far referee having a tough time with the number stick, getting everything organized. But these 5 referees doing the best job they can on this field to call a good game for these ladies. Try to let them compete as much as possible and play a good game. It's going to be a punt for the Rebellion. High punt to the 50. Bounces, and it's going to be touched by a Rebellion player, kicked by a Blaze player, and it's going to be recovered by Mile High at the 50. And it's going to be picked up by Ruby Albright at that 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Mile High after back-to-back scores. They're going to come out on offense. The last score was a passing one from Lowry Jones on offense. The other score was a defensive score on the fumble recovery in the end zone. Both sides of the ball working well for Coach Robb and the Blaze, as it looks like it will be Lowry Jones once again to play quarterback here, and we'll just kind of get comfortable in our seats saying that Lowry Jones is going to finish up as quarterback this game. The great thing about this team, though, from Mile High is all these ladies just want to be victorious. They have no problem knowing that if there's an advantage somewhere else, let's just pick up this W and work to the next game. And for Sarge, as frustrating as it might be not playing quarterback right now, you got to realize the whole mission is to lift the trophy in Atlanta. And if that means Lowry Jones getting through the Rebellion here on this Saturday, by all means. And Tallahasee's done exactly that, letting Lowry Jones take the reins on offense. And she's put all of her focus now into the defensive end, playing linebacker. And she's been in a couple of those big stops, including that last fumble recovery for the touchdown. She helped jar it loose as well. Plenty of excitement here for the Blaze. Down the sidelines, Nicole Gallegos getting pumped up with the music a little bit. Shout out to the DJ up here in the booth and getting the crowd pumped up as well. So all momentum on the Blaze side. The Rebellion on the far side, kind of with their hands on their hips, looking around, wondering when this game's going to turn for them for the better, as they trail 12-0 here with 8:51 left in this second quarter. So Lowry Jones back on offense as quarterback. After her beautiful touchdown pass to Canfield earlier, she'll have a receiver to her left, two receivers to her left, one to the right. The single back goes offset right behind the tight end on the right-hand side. So an empty back in a sense Receiver goes in motion. It's Albright. She gets the handoff. Working to the far side. Has room, but a flag, I believe, is down. It is. She breaks a couple tackles. Albright, a gain of 3, but we'll see what the flag is. More than likely, it's a holding on Mile High. And a big shout out to all the ladies on this team. All the different jobs they do for their normal life. Still able to find time to come out here and play some great football. I think Wynn and the whole organization here for the Blaze the opportunity to broadcast this game, as well as a big shout out to ColoradoSports.TV and Scott for everything he does for the Blaze as well, being able to provide video and audio for you guys, no matter where you're at, near and far, whether you're here in Denver or listening at some of the hometowns for these ladies. I know they love the support, and they feed off of it, as you can tell, with a 12-0 lead. It was an illegal shift for Mile High, so they did get pushed back 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 45. Lowry Jones, once again underneath center, telling Albright to go far wide on the near side as a receiver. Single back, 3 left, 1 right. Lowry Jones with the handoff. Big hold to the left-hand side, stripping a tackle, and more. Hockaday breaking off 4 tackles before she gets drugged down at the 40-yard line. She's looking for the face mask call, does not get it. She has to readjust her helmet just a little bit, but Coco, a big first down for the Blaze, a gain of 15 for her on the ground. And it looks like Coach Rob has found his offense he wants to go with now, with Lowry Jones as his quarterback and Hockaday as his running back. Albright did have a couple of good runs back in the first quarter when he tried that out, possibly setting that up for later if needed, as it is going to be the Lowry Jones Hockaday backfield once again. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Ty. Lowry Jones gets the snap, fakes the handoff. She still has it. Rebellion doesn't see it, but there's not much running room, and she's just going to work out of bounds right in front of Smirzinski. A gain of 4 for Lowry Jones. These quarterback keeps have been catching both teams off guard a little bit. Wynn had a big run in the first quarter for the Rebellion on the quarterback keep. Same kind of idea. This one was more of a rollout for Lowry Jones. And if it's Minnesota victorious as the #1 seed, and if the Blaze can be victorious today, they would have to travel up to Minnesota. If Minnesota falls, Mile High Blaze get to host another playoff game here at 5 Star Stadium. Lowry Jones underneath center, offset eye in the backfield. Pitch to the left. It's going to be Albright with it. With her green gloves, green shoes, she goes across the green grass down to the 25-yard line. 27 is where the referee's going to mark her out at. But a big gain there for Mile High and another first down on the run. 6:56, so just under 7 minutes left in this second quarter. 12-0, the Blaze lead, and working towards the end zone once again. Crossed midfield down to the 28 after starting this possession off at about the 50. They got pushed back all the way to the 45 at one point with the penalty. Now working it into Rebellion territory. Lowry Jones under center, 3 receivers to her right. It's Albright in the backfield. It's Albright getting the fake handoff. Lowry Jones looks. She has to work her way out. Breaks off the tackle, and there's going to be a flag on the field. Lowry Jones might have went up to the helmet off the push-off. A good reception on the far side for Mile High. We'll see what the penalty is called. And it was a reception by Libby Stone, I believe. Yes, it was Libby Stone on the far side. And it looks like it's going to be on the Rebellion as the frustration is shown. I don't have an 87 for the Rebellion, but number 87 for San Diego is the one penalized. So give more yardage to Mile High. The Rebellion coaches want an explanation, and they get told it's a face mask or illegal hands to the face in a sense there, as it was the defender going up to the helmet on Larry Jones. So another first down. The sticks are down for the first down marker. So make it 1st and goal on the 8 for the Blaze. Trying to make this a 3-possession game. Larry Jones under center. I formation. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. It's Albright all the way back as the running back. Looked like a hard count there for the Blaze. It was a handoff to Albright. She might have picked up maybe 1. Looks like it's going to be actually a couple more yards than I thought. A gain of about 3 there for Ruby Albright and the Blaze. Puts them a little bit closer to that touchdown now. 2nd and goal still from the 6. I'd love to see a play action pass here from Lowry Jones. Give her the opportunity to roll out a little bit. She has plenty of speed if needed. And then get a nice cross there across the middle, because once the linebackers pull up from the Rebellion, you'll have plenty of room up the middle. And if Lowry Jones can get a receiver running with her, should be a great turn of events for the Blaze. The running game has worked strong though as well, but the Rebellion really stacking up the box, not expecting to pass at all. It's a running formation here for the Blaze. Everything stacked up. It's a pitch to Albright to the right. She fends off 1 tackle, works up, down to the 3. There's a big grouping, a flag's thrown, and short of the end zone is Albright. She gets down to the 2. Face mask is going to be the call on the Rebellion. So we'll see if they accept the penalty to get that play back as far as the down goes. They would hold on to 2nd down. Otherwise, it would be 3rd and goal from the 2, or it could be 2nd and goal from about the 3, I would say. And it is going to be accepted. It's an automatic 1st down, so they're going to go half the distance. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2. So everything works out perfectly for the Blaze there. And since that face mask technically went past the 1st down marker in a sense, that's why it's an automatic 1st down there. So redo it, 1st and goal from the 2. Running formation again for the Blaze. Everything stacked in the back. Pro formation. It's a handoff to the fullback up the middle. And everything's pushed back to the 1. Referee coming in saying she's down at the 1.
Handoff up the middle for a gain of about a half a yard, bringing up 2nd down and goal.
So the Blaze will have to redo it again. Lowry Jones getting the play in. .409 left in the 2nd quarter. 12-0. Mile High Blaze lead here at home, and it's going to be a timeout taken for Coach Rob and the Blaze. So 2 timeouts taken by both teams. 1 timeout remaining for both of them. And with 4 minutes left in this first half, this is a crucial offensive opportunity for Mile High. With the 2-score lead, they are comfortable, but would love to add 1 more on, especially knowing that the Rebellion get the ball at the start of the second half. Larry Jones is just having a tough time getting what play they wanted in. This gives an opportunity to talk to her offensive coordinator about everything. And I look down at Sarge a little bit. She has a little limp towards her right side, I'd say, not affecting her walk at all, but you can tell she's favoring something a little bit, just a tad. So possibly might be the reason why Larry Jones is fully playing quarterback. But again, all the different changes that Coach Rob has made for the Mile High Blaze here in this first half has worked out completely, because ever since he's made those changes, Mile High has put up 2 scores, 1 offensively, 1 defensively. It's a fumble recovery in the end zone for the 2nd touchdown. It was a pass from Lowry Jones to Zeke Canfield on the right-hand side for a long passing touchdown. And the Blaze trying to put one more into the end zone here towards the end of the first half, just 3 yards away. Well, actually 1 yard away. They're on the 1 yard line now.
Second down and goal from the half-yard line. Mile High Blaze fans make some
So second down as the offense goes back out there. That same pro formation with everybody stacked in the backfield for Mile High. One receiver out left. That's Hockaday. Or that's Stone, Libby Stone, I apologize. The Rebellion way up the middle. It's a fake handoff. It's Larry Jones getting suffocated and taken down at the 2. So loss of 1 on that second down play. It was an option. It was a fake to the fullback, a fake pitch to the running back, and then Lowry Jones was going to try to take it to the right-hand side, expecting to have free room. Good hold by the Rebellion to stay at their home base and force Lowry Jones to work towards the middle, eventually where the Rebellion took her down. Clock's ticking, 3.5 left in the second quarter. The Blaze just 2 yards away from punching the ball in for the 3rd time today. Mile High has yet to pass it since they've been in this red zone so far. Everything's been run. A penalty helped them out as well. A couple of face masks in there. Same formation for Mile High, stacked in the backfield. Larry Jones under center. Hard counts on. Almost got the Rebellion snap. It's a pass to the left-hand side, right to the corner. That's a perfect pass if you are playing the quarterback position and you're trying to throw that fade to a corner. Larry Jones literally put that ball right in the 90-degree angle on the back left pylon, right where she expected a receiver to be. But unfortunately for Libby Stone, she just could not get there in time, and the pass falls incomplete. So on 4th down, it looks like the Blaze are going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 1.5 yards, and the referee's coming over, blowing his whistle. He's looking at the scoreboard. And the referee wants more time on the clock. He wants 2:57. So that's how much time is remaining in this second quarter. Does not change anything for the Blaze. They still have 4th and goal from the 1.5, 2 yard line. And the only thing that changes on offense is they switch the receiver to the right-hand side. Everything else packed in the backfield once again. It's Ruby Albright as the running back, far back. And it's Albright getting the fake pitch. It's going to be Lowry Jones over the right-hand side. She's trying to fade it off. And it's going to be a touchdown call. There is a penalty, though, in the backfield. And it looks like Yo-Yo Searcy might get called for a hold. And what Lowry Jones thought was a rushing touchdown, more than likely is going to be taken back. And it is a hold on the Blaze, so push them back. And they're going to have to redo 4th down a lot deeper now. Not sure if they're going to go and kick it. Kimberly Santa-Steven going out there onto the field real quick, as well as Libby Stone. So it looks like it's going to be offense. Looks like Libby's the kicker as far as field goals are concerned. No, it's going to be, yes, it is Libby Stone doing the kicking. So Santa-Steven to hold, Stone to kick. She'll be kicking from about the 19. Kicks away, it's up, and it's good. Libby Stone with a big field goal there. Puts the lead up to 15-0 for the Mile High Blaze here at home. And still a 2-score game. Within reach for the Rebellion. This is where it gets interesting now. 2:42 left in the second quarter. The Rebellion about to get the ball after this kickoff. They also get the second half kickoff, as mentioned earlier. So for San Diego, they have a chance to be right back into this game. They can get a score here right before the end of the first half, turn it around, get a score at the beginning of the second half. It's a brand new ball game, and for the Blaze, all they got to do is the complete opposite. Don't let them score here at this end of this half, and go into the halftime locker room, get your praises from your coach, work on a couple of things that need to be worked on, and then come back out in the second half an even better team than you went into the halftime locker room to begin with. But as far as the Blaze and Coach Rob, you have to be happy with the way everything is going so far. Has not been perfect, but I've never seen a perfect football game in my life. It's going to be the Blaze to kick it off once again. Stolba as the long kicker. The lefty gets it down, and it's bounced. It might have went off of Armstrong. She has to track it back to the 6. She picks it up off the ground, works to her left-hand side, over towards the far side, and a big tackle from behind, and it's going to be a horse collar tackle. And it was Tiffany Jenkins coming in to make the tackle. No, it was 29, not 23. Far side of the field. Numbers looked the same to me. It was Irene J. Ortz's Vigil on the tackle up near the neck area. And it is going to be a horse collar. So Irene picks up the penalty, puts the Rebellion even closer to that end zone that they want to be at. But they have to travel 74 yards to put a score on the board. And the Rebellion have to be able to do that in 2.5 minutes. 2:33 left in the second quarter. 15-0 Blaze lead. Back on defense now are the Blaze. They have 2 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown. Almost had an interception by Searcy as the middle linebacker. Come out with 2 safeties deep. Everybody else up towards the line, including the linebackers in a blitzing formation. And for the Rebellion, it's going to be a pitch over to Armstrong. She's going to break off one before getting drugged down from behind by Marissa Glenn. Down to the 30 goes Armstrong, a gain of 4. Clock's going to continue to run. The Rebellion, oh, there's no timeouts left. So Smirzinski at quarterback again for the Rebellion. Her second offensive opportunity at quarterback, replacing Wynn. And whistles on the field. And the 2-minute warning is going to be called on the field as we have hit 2 minutes left here in the second half. Kind of a weird game so far. The referees haven't seen on top of it fully all the way through. They've been able to get the job done. They've made the right calls when needed to be. It's just seemed to come a couple of seconds after everybody kind of expects it, including that 2-minute warning. The referee finally looked up, saw that it said 1:57, and realized we passed 2 minutes. Let's take a 2-minute warning here. But as far as that's concerned, they've all called a good game. The penalties have been penalties all the way around, and they've let these gals play as well. I'm sure there's been plenty of offensive, defensive line mumbo-jumbo going on there where you could probably call things every now and then, and including the passing play for the Rebellion where they got called on a pass interference from the receiver. They let them play for a little bit. The flag didn't come until after it kind of got to a hard push, but they let them hand fight for a while down the field. So it's been a good game there. And as far as these two teams have been playing so far, the Rebellion, no matter what's happened to them, whether it be fumbles or turnovers on downs, they've been able to stand tall to whatever the Blaze have thrown their way and have been able to produce offensively. The defense as well, holding Mile High pretty well. Just that one offensive touchdown so far. Another conversation here with the referees on the field. And for the Blaze, both sides of the ball, they've been one step ahead of the Rebellion all game long, and it's shown. With 2 offensive scores, one being the touchdown, the other one a field goal. All the way around, special teams has been fantastic for Mile High. Coach Rob has prepared these ladies very well for this playoff game. You can tell that he's watched some of the Rebellion film and knows what they like to do. He's really exploiting their weaknesses throughout this game so far, and then you give him a second or a halftime to see actual game in front of him against this team and make adjustments there as well. That's something Coach Rob has done a fantastic job of all season long, is second half adjustments. And the way the Blaze are playing right now, their defense one of the best in the country by far. And if they can keep the Rebellion to no points as it is right now, I'm sure everybody else across the league will see this score and not be surprised of the low-scoring defensive side at all. But to be able to hold the Rebellion this softly in this game so far, it's a ton of credit to the Blaze. And it's coming mostly from the defensive line. They've had great penetration against the O-line of the Rebellion, as well as the linebackers, led by Sarge up the middle. They've been able to get there all game long, not allowing anything being ran up the middle. As mentioned, it's been outside the tackles running for the Rebellion where they've gotten most of their yards. As 2-minute warning is finally concluded, and we're going to get back to action here at 5 Star Stadium with 2 minutes left in this first half. The Blaze lead 15-0. Rebellion back on offense, and it's going to be Wynn back at quarterback once again. Wynn hands it off, and a big stop by the Blaze, and it's Brigham once again. Sean with the tackle. The star-studded defensive player. The first team All-American, 46 tackles on the season. 5'10", 285. Nothing is going to get by Sean Brigham up the middle. So the Rebellion now on 3rd down, really wasting this clock. They're settling for a halftime score of 15-0. 1:11 left here, and Wynn's just watching the clock tick. Shotgun formation, takes the snap. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Wynn tries to break off one, goes head on into the body of Libby Stone, and those two go down together to the field, but a tackle made by Stone keeps the clock running. But a first down for the Rebellion. After the chains get set, the clock's going to resume. 45 seconds left.
Clock operator, please put 55 seconds and then start it.
After things get reset on the clock and on the field, the Rebellion are going to have 1st and 10 on their own 40. Gwynn in the shotgun. 2 receivers to her left, 2 to her right. Eventually, they're going to have to pass here in this first half, especially as they get closer to midfield. 40 seconds left here in the first. Wynn takes the snap, looks to her left, thought about handing it off, looks to her right, throws it long, right into the hands of the Blaze. Tripped up by the turf monster, and down to the ground goes Libby Stone, but an interception nonetheless. And now Coach Rob and the Blaze have 24 seconds to either take the knee and go to the halftime locker room or try to get some more points on the board here at the end of the half. But Libby Stone, back-to-back plays, taking the brunt of the tackle from Gwynn on the keeper and then getting the ball received from Gwynn. Not the intended target from the Rebellion, but that safety right there in the back, able to play center field basically, and it went right into her hands like a magnet. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback kneel to end this half, and Lowry Jones is going to take that knee. And it looks like the Blaze are going to be sufficed with a 15-0 lead at the end of the first half. It's Santa Stephen as a first-team All-American. Strong safety for the Blaze, but Libby Stone with the interception on the game at the end of the first half, stopping the Rebellion. And the first half is officially complete. 15-0. The Blaze lead. 1 offensive touchdown, 1 defensive touchdown, and a field goal, all combined for those 15 points. The Rebellion with 2 fumbles and that interception, a turnover on downs as well. Just not much happening for the Rebellion on offense so far, but give credit to the Mile High Blaze defense for everything they've done as we now work towards half. An interesting first half here on the field. Both offenses making changes at quarterback. For the Rebellion, it started off with Nenji Martin at QB. She got replaced for Kristen Smirzinski. Smirzinski able to have a couple of good passes in that first half, but then kind of got started a little bit as the Blaze defense really picked up. And for the Blaze on offense, started off with Sarge Tauesi Tawa Esse at quarterback before she got replaced by Lowry Jones. And for Ty, she came in through an amazing passing touchdown that got the offense started and the scoring started at this game. And then, as mentioned, the defensive fumble recovery in the end zone and the field goal, all coming on the left-hand side of this field, kind of the lucky side of the field in a sense for the Blaze. But they have a 15-0 lead as we sit at halftime. We're going to take a quick break here on the Colorado Sports TV network. Myself, Tyler O'Brien, will be back for the second half, where the Blaze will try to add more points and come away victorious and move on to the third round of the 2018 WFA Division II playoffs. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just about 5 minutes left here before we get the second half started. The Blazettes having a fantastic halftime presentation right now. Great dancing out there and really cheering on their team that have a 15-0 lead here at home at Five Star Stadium. And that 15, it could be a lot more from Mile High. They could have punched it in a couple of other times, and their defense has really allowed them the space to allow that 15-point lead going into halftime. And for the Blaze, it hasn't been a fantastic offensive performance all the way around, especially as they had to switch things up and, return or go to a different quarterback. And Ty Lowry Jones, she's done a phenomenal job at the helm at quarterback, running this offense through and through. And give her a lot of credit for knowing the playbook like the back of her hand as well, just as good as Tawa Esse or Sarge knows the playbook. And to be able to run those plays with composure, never got startled once she took the realm of quarterback and really just kept composure, and it showed off. Her first pass that she threw first pass that she threw, fantastic ball right into the hands of Canfield for the touchdown. Give credit to Canfield. She broke off a couple of ankle tackles, 2 of them to be exact, to head to the end zone. She kind of didn't realize that she had broken off those tackles till she looked down, saw that there was no hands on her feet. She ended up facing the end zone and running right towards it for the touchdown. That was the first score of the game. Then the Blaze pinned the Rebellion back into their own territory, right up against their own end zone. And when they made a switch to quarterback as well, to Smirzinski, they got bottled up. And what Ty Lowry Jones did at quarterback, the Rebellion could not do at quarterback. Smirzinski, a lot better of a passer than Gwynn is for the Rebellion, and she was able to make some really good-looking throws. A couple of penalties cost some of those throws to be fully completed. They were completed catches, but the penalties negated all the yards and everything and pushed them back. But for the Rebellion, they made their own changes, and it didn't work exactly like they fully wanted it to, I'm sure, for San Diego. Again, all credit goes to the Mile High Blaze, though. Their defense and their offense playing to perfection here in this playoff game. Second round of the playoffs, 2018 Division II in the WFA. All eyes are on Atlanta. That's the home site for the championship, and that's where any team in this league would love to get a plane ticket to, is to Atlanta next month. And for the Blaze, they're just 2 quarters away from advancing to the next round, where more than likely it'll be a date with the number 1 seed in Minnesota. But all games can be different. Once playoff times start, you never know what can happen. And I'm sure we'll see those scores here. I'll try to pull up a score from there here in a little bit, probably towards the fourth quarter, once I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about a Blaze victory. There's still 2 quarters left, and it's only a 2-score game, plus the Rebellion get the ball at the second half kickoff that is going to be coming up here in just a little bit. For the quarterback, the starting quarterback at least, in Sarge, she, again, fully focused on the defensive end, provided the linebacker support on the running game for the Rebellion, nothing could be done on the running game once she focused on just playing the linebacker spot. And the Rebellion have not stuck to an offensive playbook. They've tried to switch in so many different plays throughout this game that it's kind of costing them offensive momentum. And you take that, flip it around, go the complete opposite for Mile High. Coach Rob has stuck to the same playbook, the same plays, and that's because they've been working. Persistence out of Mile High is what has led them to this 15-point lead. And all they have to do is stay persistent for 2 more quarters, and they should walk away with the victory here at home at 5 Star Stadium. Second half just about ready to get underway. Stolba will be the kicker, the lefty, the southpaw, and it's up and away. Great kick, end over end, into the hands of the Rebellion. A lot better reception there on the return. And it's going to be a lot better of a return yardage rise for San Diego. Coming out of the second half, a broken tackle coming near side of the line. Flag, no, it's the kicking tee on the field that I saw jumping around. I thought it was going to be a flag, but either way, out of bounds after a huge gain for Nick Jarvis. And the Rebellion, they're into Blaze territory, right about where the kickoff happened at the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Rebellion, trailing by 15 right now. Have a chance to get on the board for the first time and try to get right back into this game. For Mile High, though, if they can make a defensive stop right now, kind of turn the tide a little bit, all momentum would be on their side, definitely, at that point. It's going to be Wynn back at quarterback for San Diego. She'll have 2 receivers to her left, 2 to her right. Shotgun formation with the single back in Armstrong. Wynn takes the snap, looks for the handoff, and it is Armstrong. She slips underneath the tackle, able to work herself for a gain of about 2 down to the 38. And for Armstrong, she is not the tallest player, 5'1", 135, and if she was any taller, she would have been wrapped up, but her height used it to her advantage, kind of ducked even lower, changed her elevation, slipped underneath the tackle, and was able to pick up those extra yards. So 2nd and 8 from their 38. Wynn in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers left and right. Single back behind Wynn and Armstrong. Snap after the hard count. Looking to her right, fake the throw to Armstrong. She's going to take it up the middle. Wynn, broken tackles, past the linebackers into the safety territory, and down for a first down is Wynn to the 35, and she's getting fired up after that run, trying to cheer on her Rebellion team. Unfortunately for San Diego, unless they're sitting on this side, the home side, there's not much support behind them, as the bleachers over on the far side are still silver-colored because there's nobody there. So 1st and 10 once again from the 25 this time. There was a penalty on Mile High that is declined after the run. So everybody's getting reset once again. The Rebellion aren't quick to get into their positions on offense. They've kind of taken their time to get everything situated. I'd be surprised if they don't go up tempo here soon. Try to change things up. Almost a false start for San Diego. It's going to be Wynn taking it by herself. Hold to the left, open lane, and driven down to the ground. But after a first down, another gain of about 20 for the quarterback on the keeper. And she has her San Diego Rebellion now in territory to put the first points on the game for themselves, as they are 1st and goal now inside the 10 at the 6. And this is the first time the Blaze have been pinned back with their backs on defense with the end zone right behind them, and it's going to cause Coach Rob to take a timeout for the Mile High Blaze. So 13 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, still the 15-0 lead, but the first possession on offense for the Rebellion, the first possession in this 2nd half. It went the Rebellion's way. It started off with a great kick return, past midfield, and then a couple of runs by Wynn. has the Rebellion down close to the end zone. And for Wynn, you just saw in the replay, she had a chance to work it all the way out left. She had room. Instead, she chose to go right into the defenders. And the cornerback and the safety on that left-hand side. She could have broke it more outside, too. And she's been able to use her stiff arm a lot to break some tackles. And for Nenji, she stands 6 foot 210. So the Rebellion back out onto offense. Shotgun formation once again. Single back, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Snap. And a handoff. It's going to be a keeper by the quarterback. She's leveled as she tried to get the throw away. Good defensive pressure on the right-hand side. She threw it away. I believe there was an intended receiver there, but give credit to the pass rush by Libby Stone. And Martin just had no chance. So Nenji Martin at quarterback, still in the shotgun. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Second down and goal, 2nd and 5. Trying to find the first points are the Rebellion on the day for them. Martin looks to her right, throws it high in the air, out of the reach of the receiver. And that was intended for Smirzinski. Both her and Martin switching at quarterback throughout this game. So I'll bring up 3rd down now for the Rebellion. Still 5 yards away from the end zone. The defense for the Blaze, it's going to be 1 deep at safety. Expecting the run. I expect Martin to probably keep it. She's been successful this drive so far in the quarterback keeper. She looks to her right, throws to her right. Armstrong out of the backfield. Armstrong tackled by 4 or 5 Blaze defenders before she tried to jump off the tackle and in the end zone. The referee says down at the 1. And this is going to be a big call for the Rebellion. 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. They trail by 15. A field goal will get a little bit closer, but not close enough. It would still be 2 scores at that point. And it looks like the Rebellion are going to go for it, trying to find their first touchdown of the game. Martin in the shotgun. She has 2 receivers wide out left, 2 to her right. Ball closer to the right hash. Now she goes under center. Quarterback snap. It's on the ground. She might not have been able to get the ball. I don't know why the Blaze are putting their hands up like a touchdown. I think they just naturally meant it was stopped. And we'll see what the call is off that 4th down. And it looks like it's going to be a stop. No signals at all. And it is a 4th down stop at the 1-yard line for the Mile High Blaze. The Rebellion not able to convert. And for Martin, she's not able to grab a hold of the snap to get the lunge in off the sneak. She had to worry about the ball. She went down to the ground to try to pick it up first before she could drive her toes into the ground on her cleats and sneak her ball past the line at the end zone. All she needed to do was get that tip of the ball over that line. But the bad snap under center, the first time she went under center. The ball's at the 20 right now. Referee is looking at the clock. So they're going to put more time on the clock. I'll get an explanation for myself of why this ball got moved to the 20 after the 4th down stop. But it works out for the Blaze. They're not pinned on the 1. What must have happened is a fumble recovery in the end zone for the Blaze that led to a touchback, and now at the 20. That's the only way that that could be possible. So on that bad snap on the quarterback sneak by Martin, she ended up putting it on the ground, and the Blaze recovered in the end zone. So it's a touchback, 1st and 10 for the Blaze at the 20. It's a handoff from Jones, given off. No gain on the run for the Blaze, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 20. A very interesting game so far through 2.5 quarters, as we have 11:20 left here in this 3rd quarter of play. But for the Blaze, they have the ball back. First offensive possession of this 2nd half, a 15-0 lead. And if they could tack one more on, you kind of get into that, well, no mercy rule in a sense, but in a situation where you can be a lot more comfortable on defense, allowing some big plays to happen. You don't have to worry about momentum going to their side with a 3-score lead. But that can only happen if Lowry Jones is able to drive her mile-high Blaze down the field 80 yards for a touchdown. She's in the shotgun with 2 running backs, 1 left, 1 right. Receivers out left and right as well. She drops back for a pass, trying to scramble around. Using her, it's poked out from behind her. It's on the ground. Running over is the offensive lineman. The ball's still on the ground, and it looks like it's going to be Rebellion ball. And it is San Diego ball on the fumble recovery. The first turnover by the Mile High Blaze comes on their 2nd play of the 2nd half on offense. And for Lowry Jones, just unfortunate for her. She was trying her best to scramble away from the defenders. And unfortunately, a natural motion while you're running is to put that ball behind you a little bit when you run. And as it came behind her one last time, it got poked from behind. A little bit of a tackle as well from the defender around her waist, kind of trapping that arm. Ended up dropping the ball. And the San Diego Rebellion had 3 players there compared to the Blazes 1. And when it's 3 versus 1, usually the 3 wins, and that's what happened there. So Rebellion 1st and goal on the 5 this time. Martin back at quarterback. 2 receivers left and right. She takes the snap, hands it off to Armstrong. No, she keeps it. It's quarterback keeper back up the middle after she got pushed back about 4 yards. And not much of a gain at all. So 2nd down and 5, 2nd down and goal, I should say, from the 5. Just about halfway through this 3rd quarter, 10 minutes left. Still sitting at the same 15-0 score. The Blaze stood tall the last time they were in this situation, facing a goal on defense. For the Rebellion, 2nd chance now. You cannot let these opportunities pass. Have to find points. Passing opportunity here. Martin looks to her right. The flag's thrown from the referee. The ball was caught for a touchdown. The referee's blowing the play dead, though. It's going to be a false start, it looks like, on San Diego. So what went as a touchdown to Smirzinski, she ended up catching it into the end zone. So if it is a penalty on Mile High, it will be a touchdown. Unless the referee says the play was dead to begin with, no matter what. Referee's talking about it right now, talking about it with the captain for Mile High on defense. And it looks like they're going to start working backwards. And it is a holding call. So the penalties declined. It was a holding call for San Diego. And yes, there is one person that agrees with me. It's Smirzinski for the Rebellion. If they decline this penalty, the end result of that play was a touchdown. If Mile High declines this penalty, it should be a San Diego touchdown. They should only accept this one and move the ball backwards. Let's see what the referee has to say. And as I kind of thought a little bit, yes. So the referee just gave the explanation. Since the play and result was a touchdown, if it was declined by Mile High, it would have been a touchdown. So Coach Rob and the Blaze will accept this 10-yard penalty. Redo 2nd down, but 2nd and 15, no first down eligible. So 2nd and goal still from the 15-yard line for the Rebellion. So now they're pushed back 10 yards from where they started. The Blaze, a little bit more room to work with on defense now. Shotgun formation for Martin. 2 left, 2 right once again. That single back right behind her in Armstrong. She drops back, looks to her right, flips the ball up in the air. Great anticipation from the safety. Able to distract Smirzinski a little bit. Coming over was Santa Steven, the first-team All-American at strong safety. Those bright orange cleats out there. You can't miss her. She came right over, saw the play was going right to Smirzinski. Tried to time it up and at least knock it away was her main mission on that one. She was not trying to intercept it. She was just looking to bat it down. Fortunately for everybody on the Blaze, the ball went through everybody's hands and down to the turf anyway. So we'll do 3rd down and goal from the 15. Martin still in shotgun, same formation as they've been in all game. That 2 left, 2 right, and that single back in Armstrong. Another good exchange from center to quarterback in this shotgun formation. Ton of credit there for the Rebellion as Martin has no room, gets swallowed up. She does get a gain of 4. So she'll be down at the 11. It'll be 4th and goal from the 11 with 9:20 left in this 3rd quarter. And possessions are kind of winding down now for the Rebellion. They had 6 possessions in the first half. And with this being a pretty long one in this second half so far, their second possession, it looks like they're going to kick a field goal. Yes, they are. It'll be Martin as the holder as she crawls her way up a little bit on the turf, trying to get in the right position. The Blaze looking to come on the rush and try to get a piece of this one. Snap's good. The hold's good. The kick's good. And it's officially good as the San Diego Rebellion find their first points of the game. It's a field goal for 3, and they crawl a little bit closer to the deficit that they faced the entire game. It's now 15-3 in favor of the Mile High Blaze with 8:36 left in the 3rd quarter. So still a good stand for the Blaze on defense. 2 times they've had their backs against the end zone and have only given up 3 points both times. And actually, you got to be thankful for that holding penalty that eventually was or could have been a touchdown. So with everything that happened there, 3 points against is not too bad if you're Coach Rob and the Blaze. And now Mile High has a chance back on offense, and Larry Jones has a chance for a little bit of redemption after that lost fumble she had that allowed the 3 points to be had for the Rebellion. Just a second kick return for the Blaze on this game. They got the opening kickoff. And then with this being the first score from the Rebellion all game so far, just the second kickoff. Strother to kick it away. Jennifer Strother for the Rebellion. She was also the kicker on that field goal. And it's going to be another pooch kick to the right-hand side, near side. A big bounce comes in. Mile High has to jump on it. It's a live ball once it passes 15 yards. So heads-up play there for Yo-Yo Searcy to just hop on it. She saw the backspin on it, bounce right towards her. Just able to fall onto it, set up 1st down and 10 for the Blaze. And it is going to be Larry Jones going back out there. And on this offensive possession, what you would like to see for the Blaze is at least get past midfield, get past the 50, because that was the turning point, in my opinion, on the first half, was once Mile High was able to flip field position and force San Diego to have to go the distance, they just could not do it. San Diego's worth about 30, 40 yards in a drive, but anything longer than that, the Blaze defense has been showing up as it's going to be Albright on the pitch, near side, broken off 3 tackles, and drugged down at the 50, 49-yard line. A big gain there for Ruby Albright, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Blaze after the run. Great blocking. And that's what's needed for this running game from Mile High. They've both defensive lines on both of these teams, to me, has been the difference maker. The San Diego Rebellion have done very good on the defensive line. It's been the passing game, actually, for Mile High that's gotten them this lead, including that one touchdown through the air. Lowry Jones under center, hands it off, and a big stop there by number 47, Nenji Martin, by the Rebellion. I think she was in the backfield off of the snap. By the time the handoff happened, she was the running back in a sense. Almost got handed off to her, but luckily it was right in the hands of Albright, but she got tackled for a loss of 5. So second and 12 now. Larry Jones under center once again. Offset eye behind her. Fullback over to the left-hand side. One receiver right, one left. Slot to the right. Pitch to the left to Albright. Albright, good block from the fullback. Able to hop inside the line. She's got more room. Trying to work it to this midfield, or the middle of the field. Past midfield, I should say. Down to the 45 of Rebellion territory. And it'll be a lot more manageable of a third down here for Coach Rob and the Blaze. Tip of the ball, the nose of the ball at the 45. The numbers will only decrease as they get more positive yards. Ruby Albright gets the play in and gets pushed right back out onto the field. Lowry Jones steps back up, calling the play. From up here, looks like some nice gold cleats. Could be beige as you get closer. But Lowry Jones with the quarterback wristband on. All the plays underneath that flap. 2 receivers to her left. One going in motion. It's going to be Hockaday. Hockaday gets the ball. Has to work away from Martin. Not able to. And Nenji Martin doing damage on defense now. And those 2 quarterbacks in Tawa Esse and for Martin, no matter the quarterback play so far today, they have turned it up to 1,000 on defense, and they are, so far, my opinion, well, I got to give a lot of credit to Sean as well on the defensive end for Mile High. I would give her the defensive MVP, but Tawa Estate's had a great job so far at linebacker for Mile High. And then on the flip side for San Diego, it's been Martin all the way on defense. It forced Mile High into a punt situation now at 4th and 12 on the 50. San Diego sends 2 back to receive this punt. And it is going to be a punt. It's the southpaw once again. High kick. Nope. There's the fair catch at the last second. And a fingertip grab. Able to get down to the turf with the ball, where it'll be first and 10 at the 25 for the Rebellion. So, like I had asked, and I'm sure the Blaze wanted, they did flip field position, now putting the Rebellion into their own territory. And as I talked about earlier, the Rebellion were not able to get past midfield all but once when they were forced to do it. Started off with the Blaze not being able to get it past midfield on their first couple of offensive opportunities in that first quarter. But then Lowry Jones came in and everything changed on offense for Mile High. And I expect that to keep going here as this game continues. 5:13 left in this third quarter. 15-3 still is the lead for Mile High. It's Martin once again at quarterback. 3 receivers to her right. Armstrong goes in motion out of the backfield over to the right-hand side. So 4 out there. It's a screen out to her. Armstrong met by 3 defenders and tackled down for no gain, maybe a loss of 1. And at the end of a play, it was kind of a hip check on the Blaze player. Helmet to the hip. And up slowly now is Brigham. And that's good to see for Sean to get right back up to her feet. She works on the right side of the offensive line, the left side of the defensive line. Right above the center mostly is where she's playing. That's why she's been able to get through most of the time. It's hard for a center to take a snap, have to work your way up to start blocking again, because all the defender's looking for is a movement of that ball. That center cannot move it at all until she goes to snap it, or else it's a false start. So tough job there for the center against Brigham. Martin with the handoff. Hole up the middle. Different running back this time, and she's broken it. Out to the left, and nothing but room. All the way to the house. It's going to be taken on the run. And a touchdown scored for the San Diego Rebellion, and they're right back into this game after that score. A 65-yard run for the Rebellion. A little bit of a draw up the middle. And right now it stands at 9-15, pending this extra point coming up in a second. If they go for 2, they can make it a field goal game. No, it'd be a 4-point game. My math is horrible. So either way, 1 or 2 points works for San Diego, and they're going to settle for the 1-point attempt. One of them's been blocked. It came when the Blaze were attempting it on the very first touchdown. It was a field goal good, and this one's blocked. Big rush up the middle by, I believe that was Libby coming in. It was either Stone or Hockaday. Either way, it was blown up by the defense, and it was Libby Stone coming in to completely swat that one down. Nope, there is a 1 at the end of that one. So Ashley Davis coming in with the speed. And Ashley Davis is going to go right back out there on this kick return team now. And Davis has had some big plays. Big plays that go unannounced. My bad on that one. But has had big plays that are turning the tide on this game. She's played a great corner, not allowing the San Diego receivers to get open at all. And then right there with that blocked extra point, just got through the line, knew she had nobody in front of her, and just immediately threw her hands up to create a big body. And I think she got kicked right into the chest with the ball. So 15-9 is the Blaze lead now. 3:56 left in this third quarter. And the Rebellion back within 1 score. If they can score a touchdown, everything would be tied. An extra point out of them would take the lead after that as well. So the kickoff to come. Blaze sitting back at the 25-yard line awaiting this kickoff. The last couple have been pooch kicks. This one's kicked away. Received by Albright. She's going to work it over. Has a blocker up ahead of her. She's near side. Has more room. She turns on the Jets. Has more room. Ruby Albright all the way down to the end zone. The kickoff return for a touchdown right after the Blaze had given it up. A bow to her blockers as they come up to give her a hug. There is a flag on the play, though, back at the 30, and there's some clapping. Coming off the field is Z Canfield. She says it's going to be against the Rebellion. And Coach Rob has his fingers in the air for the extra point attempt coming up. Referee's still talking about it real quick. Blaze players standing around because it's important of what this is. And a Rebellion player walking away, semi-upset. Not going to go their way, it looks like. We'll see what the call is. As of now, it's a 75-yard kick return for Ruby Albright to get the 2-score lead right back to the Blaze. And here comes the white hat to give the explanation. And it is a touchdown, a holding penalty on the Rebellion. So yes, it is a touchdown, a 75-yard kick return for Ruby Albright. And it now sits at 21-9 for the Mile High Blaze with an extra point or 2-point conversion coming up. It looks like they're going to go for 2. I see a receiver outright. It's that running formation that the Blaze were using towards the end of the second quarter. San Diego still getting their last couple of players on the field. The referee's talking things over with the Rebellion coaching staff over on the far side. It's kind of the delay to this extra point at the moment. But after San Diego scored 9 unanswered points, Ruby Albright took matters into her own hands, literally. Used her great, fantastic blocking down and was freed all the way to the end zone. She turned on her jets right about her own 45. She saw the lane open on the near side, and right as she hit that 45-yard line, she was at the 30 in a blink of an eye, and there was no stopping her. Just the kicker remained, and there was a blocker out there for her to set it. And free all the way she went to the end zone. 2-point conversion coming up for the Blaze. Under center, Lowry, fake pitch, handoff, left side, open lane, and a score in. It's going to be Coco Hockaday with the carry to the left-hand side, and the 2-point conversion is good. Make the score 23-9 now in favor of the Blaze. And the Rebellion, after a 1-score deficit, now back up to 3. Again, we want to thank Colorado Sports TV for the coverage all season long for the Mile High Blaze and all postseason long as well. As well as social media for the Blaze. Plenty of action we had there. I know Wynn does a great job keeping everybody up to date of everything that's going on with the Mile High Blaze, and expect more updates throughout the next coming weeks in anticipation for either a home game in 2 weeks or an away game in Minnesota in 2 weeks. And I just got confirmed that Minnesota was victorious this evening. So that's the next matchup. Either San Diego or Mile High will be taking the trip up north to Minnesota. It'll be a lot quicker of a trip for Mile High. So as far as travel expenses go, they'll take the trip. For San Diego, it'll be a lot more in the budget book for them. They don't want to take that trip. Kickoff coming up after the touchdown and the extra point made. 3:36 left in this third quarter. But the Rebellion, a little bit of offensive momentum with Martin after their last score. Kick away, received at the 10. Coming up with it looks like Armstrong. No, it's coming to the near side. Room out here, almost a block in the back, no flag. There's a flag. A late hit is going to be called on Albright, it looks like. She pummeled the returner over to the sidelines. Couple of flags down on the field as well. Gingerly to her feet is the returner, and Jenkins. Referee's talking about it once again. I think there's going to be 2 penalties on the Blaze because he's pointing back to the 30-yard line where the first, well, all 3 got grouped around the 30. One flag got thrown down by the 40 where the returner went out of bounds. It is going to be a block in the back on that original call that I saw at the 30. So the Rebellion get called on the penalty. Blaze get away with one on a hit near side out of bounds. Just a clean tackle, good tackle, and a hard tackle from the Mile High Blaze. But the Rebellion have the ball back, 1st and 10. They'll be on their own 19-yard line. And for the first time on their last drive, they started on their own territory, broke it past midfield and more, as eventually went all the way to the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Martin once again is shotgun for the Rebellion. 2 out left, 2 to the right. It's going to be Armstrong with the handoff, only a gain of 3 up the left-hand side. Not much substitutions happening for either team. On the defensive end for the Blades, it's a player here or there, usually around the linebacker area. And then for the Rebellion, I'd mentioned their bench over on the far side, not many ladies over there to begin with. So not many substitutions happening. We'll see if stamina becomes a factor, especially for San Diego. You got to remember, they are definitely at sea level down there. A pass coming and intended to the left-hand side, thrown incomplete. But for San Diego, they came in last night. That was their flight. They got here in the evening. Had today to kind of get used to this elevation here in Denver. And in the NFL level, that's always a talk whenever teams come to play the Broncos at the stadium, is how most of the away teams have oxygen tanks over there, and a lot of players have to have the mask just to regain oxygen levels and catch their breath. Unfortunately here, no oxygen tanks are able to be had. So for San Diego, they're eventually going to get winded here soon, and it could be coming now. Third down and 8 for the Rebellion. Still shotgun for Martin. Still 2 out left, 2 out right. Armstrong in the backfield. The line standing up straight. The referee standing over the ball right now. He's looking straight at the clock. Everybody kind of just standing around right now when there's supposed to be football being played. And the white hat referee gives time to go. So action's going to resume on this third down play. Third down according to the sticks on the far side. 2 safeties in the back for the Blaze. The linebackers pushed up on the line. Cornerbacks covering their lady at receiver. Martin in the shotgun. Another great exchange from snap. She goes with the fake handoff, goes up the middle with it on the keeper. And again, another chunk of yards for Martin on that keeper up the middle. Able to get a gain of about 4. And it looks like the Rebellion are going to go for it here on 4th and short. 4th and 1. And it looks like the Mile High defense all on the same page right now. Everybody going up with the same call. That's great to see that it's not just the captain giving out the call. Everybody on the same page of what should be ran here on 4th down. That is a fantastic defense for the Blaze when your coaching staff doesn't even have to do much. Safety creeping in stone. Oh, and a hard count pulls everybody off. They didn't touch anybody, but it forced the offensive line to move. So it should be called on Mile High for an encroachment unless the ball got moved a little bit. And that referee on the far side, it is going to be on Mile High. I thought the far referee kind of gave a little notion that the center twisted her arm a little bit like she was about to snap it. I said earlier, you cannot even sneeze as a center. You'll get called for a false start. So 5 yards given to Rebellion. It leads to a first down. Tough first down to be given away by the defense for the Blaze. Shotgun again for Martin. Handoff to Armstrong. Over the left-hand side. And they actually switched up the running backs. Now it's going to be Vanika Jarvis at running back for this second half. I'm very surprised by that change there. Armstrong was having a good day running the ball. And her height as well. She was able to sneak underneath a lot of the defenders. Jarvis, the main running back for San Diego on the year as far as yardage and performance. Also a good receiver. Just an interesting call there for San Diego. Able to get the yards, though. 2nd and 5 from the 38. Martin still in shotgun. Gets the snap. Hands it off once again. She's going to keep it. And drugged down from behind, short of the sticks. See what the referees call it, and yes. No, the head referee is going to say first down by his eyesight. So move the sticks and give a first down to the Rebellion. So 1st and 10 once again, 20 seconds left in this third quarter. We'll see if the Rebellion can get a play off yet. Some more whistles on the field real quick. And the referee asking for more time. So that goes in favor of San Diego. They'll have at least another snap here in this third quarter. The Rebellion trying to make it a little bit closer heading to the 4th and final quarter. Trailing by 14 at the moment, 23-9. Snap to Martin. Nobody there to hand it off. She breaks everything away, though. Flag's thrown. She throws a shoulder, trying to break a tackle, but no can do. Great persistence there by Nicole Gallegos to take that charge from Martin, go to the ground with her, make the stop, and we'll see what this penalty is on the field. All the referees talking about it real quick. That was just a fantastic play. Gallegos has had a great day on defense as well. And it is a holding call on the Rebellion and a personal foul call on the Blaze. Those ones are going to offset and repeat 2nd down. So all that comes out of that play is more momentum on the defensive end for the Blaze after the tackle by Gallegos. And that's exactly what Martin has done all game long at quarterback for the Rebellion. She just lowers her shoulder and tries to steamroll anybody that's in her way. She's been able to do it most of the game, except for that time. The third quarter is going to come to a close. The Blaze lead 23-9, but the Rebellion making a little bit of a comeback, making things closer, making it more of a game, and making the Blaze have to step things up another level here as we work towards the 4th and final quarter of regulation. Again, just a 14-point game, so 2 touchdowns by the Rebellion get them right back into it. And the big moment right now is the kickoff return for Albright and the Blaze. The Rebellion really stepped up their defense coming out of the halftime locker rooms, caused a turnover, the first one for the Blaze, allowed them to get a field goal after it was all said and done as well. So give credit to both coaching staffs, getting their ladies prepared in the locker room at halftime, because they both came out here and performed in a different style, different than what we saw in the first half. A special teams performances for the Blaze with the kick return and a block extra point. For the Rebellion, it was Martin getting back in at quarterback, using her legs and size to get through the defense and scoring a touchdown. We'll see if either coaching staffs make changes once again, or if this is kind of the same roster depth chart that we'll see for the final 15 minutes here in this 4th quarter. For the final time, the Rebellion will be working right to left. A ticket to Minnesota on the line, a ticket to Atlanta on the line, your season on the line, and it's the Blaze with the lead right now. They've had the lead the entire game. Closest it's been was right before the kickoff return. So the Rebellion back to offense. 2nd and 9 at the 45. Martin in shotgun. Rolls to her right, pitches to her right. Great read, but a broken tackle and a trip at the end of it all. All body parts being used there on the tackle for the Blaze. If you can't wrap them up with the hands, trip them up with your legs, get them down to the ground. And give credit to Sarge on that tackle. She read it perfectly and was not going to get fooled by the option that time. So it brings up a long 2nd down to, according to the sticks on the far side, 2nd and 16. on the Rebellion 40. And the shotgun with the snap. Passing, looking to her right. Tipped away, tipped off 3 different players before it drops to the ground. They were hoping it was a lateral backwards pass. It was not. The referee says it went forward at least a centimeter, and that's enough for it to just fall incomplete. Patience from Martin was not there on that screen pass. She did not allow her running back to get open in the flat at all to the left-hand side. And give credit to the Blaze. All 3 of their, well, starting from the right, working left on the line, all 3 on the right-hand side broke to the right and really formed to the right. And it looked like the offensive line for the Rebellion dropped back to press to the left, too. That doesn't make sense to me when you should be pushing the line outwards to run on this play. And plenty of room, plenty of speed, and a touchdown looks to be coming for the San Diego Rebellion. And it's going to be Vanika Jarvis with the run all the way. A 55-yard run there for the Rebellion, and the touchdown scored gets them right back into things. And now it looks to be one of those answer-for-answer games, touchdown for touchdown. Who's going to break first, and who's going to hold on to a lead? 13:54, so we'll call it 14 minutes left. Just a minute played in this fourth quarter, and the Rebellion back within a score. A big extra point coming up right now. Couldn't make it a 7-point game. Kicks away, almost slipping, but able to float it through the uprights. Are the Rebellion a flag on the play right after, which will affect the kickoff. The kick had already gone through the uprights, so the penalty would be after the play. And forced Selena Graves, the kicker for the Rebellion, on that extra point. She kept looking back towards the other end of the field after that extra point. I believe she's also the kicker on kickoffs for the Rebellion. So possibly just awaiting the teams to kind of flip sides. Referee's still talking everything over near where the extra point in the line of scrimmage was. Both teams for the Blaze and the Rebellion ready to get this kickoff and just get action resumed. I think there's been more pauses and delays in this game than there has been action. So there's 2 personal fouls, one on the Rebellion, one on the Blaze. Both get declined or negated, so it will not affect the kickoff. So we sit at 23-16, a 7-point game here at 5 Star Stadium. And the Rebellion, I would say, now have the momentum on their side. And the running game really found a weakness in the Blaze defense. Jarvis found a hole right up the middle. So we'll see if Albright and the Blaze can get another good kickoff. That was the first time that it was kicked away by the Rebellion. So I definitely see a pooch kick coming here for San Diego, not allowing Albright to get another return. And no, it's kicked off and right to Ruby once again. Over her head, though, this time. And into the end zone it goes. And it'll be a touchback for Mile High. So a lot better of a kick there for San Diego. A lot more confidence now, too, out of them. And it'll be up to Larry Jones and the offense for the Blaze to get a 2-score lead right back in their favor. But this has turned into a fantastic ball game now at 5 Star Stadium. Again, second round of the playoffs. The Rebellion, their second game in 2 weeks. The Blaze had a bye in the first round, so they got to rest and scout up, while the Rebellion had to travel to Denver last night, have to deal with the altitude, and they've been persistent all game long, have not let any leads that the Blaze have had go to their head, and are now just 7 points away from trying to tie it up. They have to get the ball back first, do the Rebellion to try to make that happen. But now it's up to the offense for the Blaze that have had a lot of success so far. I'd love to see a pass here on first down. Lowry Jones has a fantastic arm at quarterback. She can use her wheels, too, if needed to scramble. But arm strength galore from the quarterback. She's under center to start. Offset in the backfield. Fake pitch, it is a pass. Looking deep left. Wide open after the break and just out of her hands. Falls incomplete, intended to the far side to Libby Stone, it looks like. And that was a perfect play to call on first down. Wide open too. That cornerback on the far side for San Diego was beat. And if Ty actually waited a couple of seconds and saw that her receiver was going to be that open off the break, she probably could have floated in there a little bit easier and better as well and really led. She was just trying to strictly throw it to a spot and say, this is where I'm throwing it. Get underneath it and catch it if you can. So they'll redo it now on second down and 10 from their own 25. Lowry Jones back under center. Offset eye behind her. Fullback to the left. Snap and pitch to the left. Blown up in the backfield, but broken tackle. Out to the left and to the sideline. A flag is thrown towards the backfield. It was a gain of 5 for the Blaze, and it's going to be a hold on Mile High. Lowry Jones heard from the official what it was, so she's already preparing her coaching staff for what it is. That way they can get a play called on second down again is what it will be. Should be second down and 20. So, yes, move the down stick back 10 yards, so it will be second down and 20. 13:34 left in this fourth quarter, fourth and final quarter of regulation, a 7-point game. The Blaze lead 23-16. The Rebellion 16 points here in the second half after trailing 13-0 at the half. Lowry Jones under center once again. Offset, fullback to the right, handoff to the left. Trying to break it and does. Has room out left, breaks another tackle, gets to the original line of scrimmage, and down out of bounds, but a good gain of 10 on the ground for the Blaze. Hockaday out to the left-hand side on that run. Lowry Jones going to get another play in. And Blaze look and feel and everything is a true football team. The way they get in their huddles even over to the left-hand side, just perfectly formed around. It is one team, one family, and one fight all the way through. These ladies have everybody's backs, and it is showcasing here in this game all the different substitutions Coach Rob has made, all the different schemes and game plans. He's trying to find the perfect one to finally finish off the Rebellion here in this fourth quarter. It's big third down right now. Lowry Jones rolls back, has to roll out to her right. She's going to get sacked for a big loss. Ball went on the ground. The Blaze recover at least, but it'll be fourth down and a mile. So more than likely a punt coming in. A tough situation here. You cannot let this ball go over your head. You need a clean snap. From the long snapper to the punter in Stolba, that's where it starts. Then Stolba needs to keep her composure, realize, yes, I'm on my own too, but I need to punt this ball away to create distance. And then for the kick coverage team, for the Blaze, they need to get down quickly, make the receivers have to figure out something, whether they want to fair catch it or let it bounce. But anything else right here up against their own end zone, if it goes wrong, it can go wrong and be detrimental and a big turning point in this game. High snap, but floats down. Stolba. Big punt, high in the air. Good bounce. Kind of stays still, though, and rolls out to about the 40, 41-yard line. So a good 30-yard kick there for the Blaze and Stolba. It's as good as it could get for them. Could have been a lot worse if it turned out bad, but everything worked out correctly for Mile High, and that's the type of team that this team is. All the little things they do to perfection, including a long snap on the punting game. So it puts the Rebellion 40 yards away from potentially tying it up. They're down by 7. They would need the extra point if they score a touchdown. That field goal now that they did not go for at the other end of the field is going to be huge now. It could be a 3 or a 4-point game if they had kicked it and scored the field goal. But San Diego chose to try to go for the touchdown. Again, flip the words around in the scenarios. The stop by the Blaze on that 4th down on the 1, it could have been tied. So a lot of turning points in this game. That's been the type of game it's been. One big moment after the other. It's 3 receivers out left now for the Rebellion. It's Martin in the shotgun. She takes it. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Hit at the legs. Drop down to the 35. But a gain of 6 for the quarterback. 11.5 left. The Rebellion probably have about 2 to 3 more possessions. Same thing for the Blaze, depending on how quickly possessions go. It's hard to try to sit there and say, this is our last defensive stop. We need to make this one. Because an offensive drive of 7 minutes or more, I would say, is pretty tough right now, especially on this running game that has been going. And there is going to be a timeout taken on the field at the moment. I look over to the scoreboard, and the Rebellion sit there with 3 at the moment, 3 timeouts. They possibly took that one. I think the referee's about to announce it here. He is. So, yes, Rebellion with 2 timeouts. The Blaze with 2 timeouts. 11:14 left in this 4th quarter. Actually, they're going to re-switch the time around real quick. But just about 11 minutes left in the 4th. A 23-16 lead for the Blaze. But the Rebellion have the ball on the Blaze 35, threatening in offensive territory. And it's been Martin that has come back. Nenji Martin had gotten substituted for at quarterback for Kristen Smirzinski. Smirzinski threw a great ball at QB, but then whatever Martin said to her coach at halftime, she said, I want to go play quarterback. I want the ball, and I'm going to pull my team right back into this game. And she has done exactly that, and she has the ball once again in her hands. Motion to the left, sending 3 receivers out left. It's Smirzinski in motion. Martin takes the snap, rolls out to her right, tries to fend it off, pitches it off. Defense there, but not able to make the tackle. Running back out to the right-hand side, breaks another one, gets down to the 25, and a first down for the Rebellion. And the nerves might be setting in a little bit now for the Blaze, as they see this Rebellion offense show up finally, in a sense. This team for the Rebellion, I mentioned no first-team All-Americans on offense, but these offensive players that are first-team All-Americans on defense are playing stout offense right now here in the second half for the Rebellion. And you look at the stats from the WFA in the division, and the Rebellion have leaders towards the top in almost every category. The one that matters the most, though, is points scored. It's the Blaze that finished first, as Martin's going to roll out to her left. Stop from behind, and a big loss for the Rebellion. A big tackle and some extra talk afterwards on the field as well after that tackle for the Blaze, as Irene comes in on the tackle, number 29 for Mile High, and sets up a longer second down now for the Rebellion. Second down and 14 from the 29. I mentioned the scoring stats. The Blaze led the league with 40.1 points per game. The Rebellion just 28.1. Both teams well underneath that right now at the moment. The Rebellion actually had a better passing game than the Blaze, the only offensive category. 623 passing yards to 508 for Mile High. Here's a pass on second down, just out of the reach of Smirzinski off of her fingertips. And that one's going to drop incomplete. It was only a pass of about 4 yards anyway. The defense was right there from Mile High, so even if she did complete that pass, it wouldn't have been close to even the original line of scrimmage for the Rebellion. But now a long 3rd and 14 at the 29. This is territory, definitely 4-down territory for San Diego, especially with 9.5 minutes left. A little bit of confusion right now for the Rebellion. And it's going to lead to a second timeout for San Diego. It was Armstrong coming back onto the field as the running back with Martin at the quarterback. Those two were talking for a couple of seconds before the timeout was called. But this gives a chance for the Rebellion to set up 2 plays in a sense, because they have 3rd down right now and 4th down coming up. It'd be tough to see them punt because they have a good leg at punting, and she would probably send it out of bounds. So you're only looking at a gain of 5 yards there if they punt on 4th down, if the ball stays right where it's at. But for San Diego, you want to set up 2 plays right now. More than likely a 3rd down play that's going to get you half of the yards, and then run that same play on 4th down more than likely. What I'm going to say is San Diego's going to run with Martin at least once, whether it's here on 3rd or whether it's on 4th down. That quarterback keeper has been getting an average of about 5 yards per run. And Mile High has not been able to stop that quarterback keep all game long. Martin broke out for a big run in the first quarter on it, the second play of the game, I think. And then ever since then, when her number's been called on the quarterback keep, she's been able to get a good chunk of yards. But throw everything out the window of what I say. Smirzinski back in at quarterback. So Kristen Smirzinski with 2 receivers out left, 2 out right. It's Armstrong at running back. It's a pass to the left-hand side, laying out just out of the fingertip grab of the intended receiver in Aisha Burney. And it's going to be 4th down for the Rebellion. And with Smirzinski in at quarterback, I would put money on a pass here. And the crowd getting loud here at 5 Star Stadium. It's a big 4th down. 9.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. A 7-point game, Blaze in the lead. Rebellion with the ball. Fake handoff. Smirzinski rolls out to her right-hand side, pressured. Throws the ball, lobs it over the head of her intended receiver, incomplete. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Ball intended for Martin, and out of her reach. A 1st down coming up for the Blaze. Back on offense with a 7-point lead. Martin was double covered. Not sure what Smirzinski was looking for. It's one of those plays where you just look for a receiver and receiver only. And that's the tough part about that position. And when you try to throw 2 different ladies back at quarterback, especially when you call a play where it's a main receiver, they really lock onto it. Add everything in, 4th down, down by 7, et cetera, et cetera. Smirzinski, tough to try to find another receiver there on that 4th down. She stuck with Martin, overthrew it, and it might cost San Diego their season in a sense. Mile High has to do something on offense, though, right now. They need a 1st down definitely to keep this clock running. There's 9:21 left. It's Ty Lowry Jones under center. She takes the snap, pitches it off, Albright with it. Ruby Albright waiting for a blocking, works it back up the middle of the field, into the hashes, and a down for a gain of 4. Positive yards, and the clock's going to keep running. And what hurts the Rebellion is 2 timeouts taken here in this second half that probably weren't exactly needed. That very last one on that 3rd down where they made the switch to Smirzinski, that was the whole reason for the timeout, was to get a passing quarterback in there. But now you take that timeout away, you're stuck with 1, and you can only stop this clock once if you're the Rebellion. 1st downs are the moneymaker now for the Blaze here late in this game. 8.5 minutes left. Lowry Jones taking her time to get under center. No rush at all if you're Mile High. The Rebellion stacking the box, full of linebackers. It's going to be Ruby Albright on the handoff up the middle. She's able to shuffle her feet around a couple of times, get a gain of maybe 1. Either way, it's positive yards, and once again, that clock is going to continue to run. And if I'm San Diego, I'm going to wait with this one timeout until probably after the 2-minute warning. I'll utilize the 2-minute warning as a timeout if I'm San Diego. So in a sense, you have 2 timeouts in your back pocket. And even if Mile High gets a first down right now, or even if they don't, I wouldn't even use it on 3rd down going into 4th. So that's the mindset of San Diego. The mindset of Mile High, pretty easy. Get a first down, keep positive yards going, keep that clock going, and you got a plane ticket to Minnesota in 2 weeks. Lowry Jones under center once again. Shining helmets and a ball thrown into the ground. I think Lowry Jones thought it was going to be a false start or at least an encroachment. That was a spike. That was not an intended pass at all. She just wanted to get out of the way. See what the call is on the field. And Lowry Jones is coming at, it's just going to be an incomplete pass. No penalties at all. So yes, just an incomplete pass. Stops the clock. That's a tough play from Mile High. Forces them to punt now. And gives a chance for the Rebellion to get right back into this one. And the body language from Mile High, they don't seem too comfortable with this 7-point lead. They seem kind of nervous that San Diego is going to tie this one up. It's kind of the sense they're playing at. Punts away, barely, almost got blocked from behind. It's caught, and it's going to be returned. On the far side, over on the far side, still down the line. And a gain of about 10 on the return, down to the 45. So the Rebellion will be in Mile High territory. And we'll see if it's going to be Martin at the helm once again, or if the coaching staff of San Diego are going to stick with Smirzinski. The lights shining bright here at 5 Star Stadium, glossing off the beautiful Mile High Blaze helmets. A nice dark blue, orange striping on them, glistening. As far as uniforms are concerned, the Blaze uniforms are the best in the league, I would say, by far. I really think the Broncos should go to an alternative uniform that looks kind of like this, where it's mostly the blue color, a little bit of orange, as a timeout's going to be called by the Blaze and Coach Rob. Their second timeout taken here in this second half. So each team with 1 timeout remaining, as we have 7:16 left in the 4th quarter. It's the Blaze 23, the Rebellion 16. San Diego Rebellion will have the ball 1st and 10 on the Blaze 47. For the Rebellion, they were driving, and then it turned to 3rd down and long. They decided to switch things up and pass the ball with Smirzinski. And after Martin was able to get some big gains on a quarterback keeper in that option that they try to run, I don't see them ever going to the option again, because Tawaese has that one read completely at the linebacking position. But all it takes right now is 4 stops. It's 4 down territory for the Rebellion the rest of the game. Unless something crazy happens and it's like 4th down and 40 for them. I don't see them going for 4th down there. But I do see them getting some positive yards here on this drive, and they could easily tie this thing up real quickly. They've broken off some pretty big runs out of the backfield, whether it be out of Jarvis or Armstrong. And it's going to be Martin at quarterback. So the running game on the thoughts for San Diego. It's going to be a handoff given to Jarvis. She gets ripped down up high. No penalties called, so a clean tackle there, but a gain of 2 for the Rebellion. 2nd down and 8 from the 44. The Rebellion just 44 yards away from getting it within a point sits at 7 right now. It would be a huge extra point if San Diego scores. We'll see if they ever go for 2 if they score. But what they have to do first is score that touchdown. 2 receivers out left, 2 out right. Martin at quarterback again. The Blaze defense trying to have one last stop. They've done it all game long when they needed to. Handoff, left-hand side. It's Martin keeping it. She's going to break off a couple. Stutter steps down to the 40. A gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. Sean with the big tackle once again. She does a great job of breaking off the blocking by the center and the line. And Sean's always there wherever the ball is. Left side, right side, a pass even. Brigham is able to get down the field and make the tackles. And that's why she herself is a first-team All-American, as well as finishing 17th total tackles with 46. Shotgun formation once again. Martin with the snap. Works over to right-hand side. Pitches it out. It's going to be Armstrong to the far side. Has the first down and a little bit more as she gets down out of bounds. Heads up play there for Armstrong. The clock stops at 5:33, and it'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Rebellion inside the 35. And now the fingers start running through the hairs of the coaching staff for the Blaze, except for Coach Rob. He doesn't have much hair to go through.
I'm sure he likes hearing that.
Oh, I'm sure he'll love it listening to the playback, but I'm sure he'll love it more when he gets to listen to a victory and watch the victory at the end of this game. Shotgun formation once again for the Rebellion. Handoff to left-hand side. Armstrong with it. Tries to break off one. Gets pummeled to the ground. And guess who that is? Number 50, Sean, once again with the tackle. The lawnmower, the truck, everything she wants to be called. She has done it all game long as well right there on the defensive line. 4:54 left. That keeps the clock running. 2nd down and 9 from the 33. Still shotgun formation for Martin. 2 left, 2 right. And it's Jarvis in the backfield. Motion to the left. So 3 receivers to the left. Now it's Smirzinski in motion. It's going to be Martin keeping it. She's able to break off one tackle, get down to the 30, and a gain of 4. 4:15 left now in this 4th quarter. The Rebellion trying to make this the last possession of the game. And it really is going to be the last possession. If the Blaze get the ball back with the lead, they'll just run it out, take some knees if need be. So the Rebellion trying to work a 4-minute drive right now from the 30 of Mile High. Same formation once again for San Diego. Martin takes the snap, keeps it, pitches off to the left. There's a little bit of room. Slowing up was the running back, breaking it off. Jarvis down to the 10 now. Another 1st down that's going to stop the clock while the chains get reset. 3:30 left. 23-16 still the score. 7-point game. The Rebellion just 11 to 12 yards away from an extra point away and tying it up. The sticks stay up. It's not 1st and goal. So the Rebellion still can get a 1st down on this drive again. Martin trying to lead her team all the way down the field. In the shotgun. She's had the ball. It's been number 47 this entire drive. Motion to the left. Martin takes the snap, rolls out to the left, pitches it at the last second. Jarvis trying to get to the corner. She can't. She's tackled down at the 3, but a big 9-yard gain is going to keep the clock going. 2:45 left. There'll be the 2-minute warning coming up either before or after this snap. Big, intense moments here. There's a place to be this evening. It is 5 Star Stadium. or at least online, thanks for joining us and enjoying this action. Myself, Tyler O'Brien on the call. I thank Scott with Colorado Sports TV and all the work he does providing this game to you guys. Hopefully the Blaze can make you guys happy. To roll out to the right, trying to make the stop. The ball's on the ground. The Blaze jump on it. It's Mile High football trying to break a tackle. That is your first team All-American with their bright orange cleats out of the back. Santa Steven with the recovery and securing the football game just about with 1:40 left. Martin was stuffed in the backfield, had a defender draped across her numbers, tried to pitch it because there was nothing else to do, and it was the first team All-American that saw the pigskin on the turf, picked it up, got a couple of extra yards, and basically secured the trip to Minnesota in 2 weeks for the Mile High Blaze. And it'll be the 2-minute warning with 1:55 left. That's when the play stood dead, was 1:55. So a little bit of break in action here after a big turn of events. San Diego has one timeout. So we'll try to plan this out real quick. I believe it's about 1:40 left that you can kneel the clock out and run the whole clock out. So Mile High has to, if they get a first down, the game's over. They have to get positive yards. And if San Diego can make stops, they'll get the ball back with under 20 seconds. If they can make 3 stops, I don't see Mile High ever going for it on 4th down. I see them punting no matter what. Even if they're a yard away from the first down marker, you got to punt that ball away and make San Diego have to go the length of the field if they ever get that ball back. And Coach Rob is going to pass off his towel. Trying to cool down his players that have been on fire for 4 quarters. Ashley Davis over on the side, number 81 for the Blaze. A fantastic game for her. A blocked extra point. And it's been the Mile High Blaze that have had more significant events in this game than San Diego. And it's going to be turnovers at the end of the day that San Diego is going to beat themselves up over. 3 fumbles and interception, as well as a blocked extra point for both teams. Mile High has a fumble of their own as well. It was Ty Lowry-Jones that had it knocked out of her hands on a scramble. The only turnover, legit turnover on the game. The other one came on a 4th down, turnover on downs. But for Mile High, they did just enough, as there is a Rebellion player still down on the far side. I saw the cart pick up speed to head over there to render medical assistance if needed. So there will be a little bit longer to this 2-minute warning and a little bit longer to the celebration that will be coming here for the Mile High Blaze. 2 years in a row now that they win their opening playoff game here at 5 Star Stadium. But now a tough test as the Minnesota Vixen await the Mile High Blaze or the San Diego Rebellion. I've seen crazier things happen in a football game than a 7-point lead given up with 1:50 left. But the way that Mile High has played so far this game, the running game has been good enough. Passing game's been good. And everything has been good enough for Mile High. Not the cleanest of games, but as we all expected, a defensive game coming into it. And it was the defense that will pull away the victory for Mile High. San Diego looked to be driving there, and they were going to tie things up if that fumble did not come. Martin was not going to see anything but the end zone if she got the ball again. She did get it, but that defensive line for the Blaze able to get back there, disrupt her, causing the forced fumble. Looks like it's going to be a handoff. And up the middle is going to be Albright. And Ruby able to get a gain of 6 and a timeout taken by the Rebellion. So one more big gain like that for the Blaze would wrap this one up. Tense moments here at Five Star Stadium for a second as Martin and the Rebellion were driving. But 3 different Blaze players decided to take matters into their own hands. Target number 57 on the or 47 on the opposite side in NG Martin, the quarterback. And then a tough play for her on an option that had worked all game long. There had not been one bad pitch for either team. It's the little things for both of these teams, and they both executed the little things to perfection. Most of the times you'll see bad handoffs, bad pitches, and that's usually what causes your turnovers and momentum for either team. And even off of the fumbles that San Diego gave away, they stuck into it. But the biggest one came when they were just 10 yards away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter and keeping their season alive. But unfortunately for the San Diego Rebellion, that fumble did happen, got recovered by the Blaze in the first-team All-American. And with 1:46 left, Ty Lowry Jones and the Blaze are going to try to find 4 more yards and first down. Under center is Lowry Jones. Takes the snap, hands it off to Albright. Albright up the middle, but stuffed from behind. A big tackle by the Rebellion. That was Martin coming in on the tackle. Keeps the clock rolling, though. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Just 90 seconds left for the Blaze to move on to the 3rd round. Just 2 more rounds away from Atlanta. It's the semifinals in 2 weeks. The winners of those games go to Atlanta for the championship. And what a time that would be for the Blaze if they're able to make that trip. Last home game for them, though, on this season. But able to come away victorious is all you can ask out of a team at home, allowing their fans to enjoy the best out of football. Oh, snap. And there's going to be time on the field for a second here. We'll have an update on a Blaze player here in a second. Unfortunately, with all these delays, keeps the game going more and more. And this is one big family here for the Mile High Blaze. Everybody wants to show their concern and support for the player down at the moment. But everybody also has to give space for the medical team to do their job on the field. As a hush comes over Five Star Stadium right now. Medical team was quick to get over there. Mile High was in their huddle, ready to get this game going once again. Try to run this clock out one more time.
Tyler, I'm wondering if it's dehydration.
And that's what I'm thinking. I talked about the altitude, for San Diego in this game, and it applies to everybody. The altitude up here in Colorado is pretty hefty, and it can get to your lungs without even knowing it, no matter how much you prepare in this altitude and weather. It's been humid here in Colorado the past couple of weeks, so that doesn't help. And, hydration, I actually haven't seen a lot of hydration during this game because it has been cooler temperatures. People aren't sweating as much. But
that's actually the illusion of up here,
right,
is you do sweat as much, but you don't notice it because it evaporates off you so quickly. And you're right, those jugs haven't been refilled. So they haven't been going through the water as quickly. So this is all speculation, folks. We don't have any official word. We don't really know. But my guess is that it has something to do with hydration because they were, as you said, they were in the huddle, and they were about ready to break the huddle and go back up to the line, and she just dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she hasn't really gotten back up.
Not at all. And it looks like, I'd assume a brother is what I'm going to say, down there in the gray sweatshirt, just wants to be by her side. And Wynn is down there talking with the spectator, just giving an update, which is good. And they're walking over calmly, which is good that it's able to go show support. But
Well,
just tough to see.
The thing about Wynn out there is that she was one of the first ones to get out there. But if you notice, her cart is still on the sideline, and she's not supposed to be walking.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a quote, walking cast,
Right.
but she's not supposed to be walking on it quite yet. She's supposed to use her cart to kind of elevate her leg around, and she's not. So you know she's concerned.
And there's lights now coming towards the stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's part of us or somebody else.
Well, there's not too many houses down here, so it's always possible that it could be one of the neighbors, but
And they're
not
pointing.
a good sign.
They're pointing to it to tell them to come in the
they're-
south gate right now.
Yeah, they'll come in over to the southwest corner, or as you're watching the screen now, folks, it'll be over to your right and up and above. So they will be over here, and this is unfortunate.
It is. I thanks for jumping on, Scott. I do appreciate it because I don't know what to say in times like this. I have one of the biggest hearts come sports, and as a broadcaster, we're supposed to give our play-by-play all the way through. And I was just mentioning as you came off real quick, I appreciate you coming on because I turned speechless when this happened.
Oh, yeah.
I never know what to say. It's always an uncomfortable situation for me, and I get heartbroken when I see something like this, especially.
Well, see, and I question the ethics of putting the camera on her.
Right.
To some extent.
Yep.
Now, we do to a somewhat wide shot.
Right.
But we hope that if her family is watching, they understand why we put the camera on.
Right.
So that way, folks can understand what's going on and wish them well.
Absolutely.
One of the Blaze staff, he's I'm guessing it's a he. I really don't know, but
Right.
the coach is on his belly,
Yes.
talking
Face
to him,
to face.
face to face,
Yep.
on his belly. So
Kind of a north and south position in a sense. And yes, those lights were for us, the Thornton Fire Rescue are out here and paramedics team. So
yeah, they didn't play. They just drove right on.
Unfortunately,
onto the field.
it's the worst case scenario when you have to bring the ambulance out here. We just hope for the best. I don't have a name or number yet.
Especially with under a minute to go in the game.
Under a minute, and I had talked about all game long how many pauses and delays there were.
Yeah.
If this lady was just able to get back to the locker room and get her pads off, the jersey off, let the airflow come in, because that's what's tough about these uniforms for football. There's so much padding to keep you protected that it gets hot. The
Yes.
helmets, there's not much airflow through them. There is no airflow into the chest area, and I'm assuming. But for a woman, it's got to be even more, compression in there, less chance for airflow to come in with, more shirts you have to wear or something per se. I know everybody knows what I'm saying.
So, folks, send your hate mail to Tyler at I didn't say it.
But it's true. It's true. There's so much equipment worn for a football game, and these ladies come out here and wear exactly the same equipment that NFL guys wear. Pads, pants, socks, cleats, helmet, everything. And, the quality of football, the intensity is the same. And you have to stay hydrated as the same too.
Yeah, and again, folks, this is all pure speculation. I'm trying to think of scenarios that could cause someone to just pass out.
Pass out and not to have your helmet off yet, though. That's what I'm worried about.
Dehydration is one. Blood sugar,
Right.
if a diabetic, that's another. I suppose a delayed impact injury is possible, but we're not really going to go there because
Right.
that's not as unlikely.
Right.
Let's stick with the simple stuff.
And once I can get a number, I can think back to previous plays if there was one. whether it be that late or not late hit, but that hit near side out of bounds on one of the returns. There haven't been too many big wow plays, wow hits, I should say, that have, rattled somebody. It's been actually a very clean tackling game from both of these teams.
Yes.
CTE is a huge thing in football and sports nowadays with concussions, and that's not this one. I don't see it.
I don't see where that. I say this, but I'm not a doctor, and
right.
I don't want to pretend to be.
Mm-hmm.
I would be shocked if this was a delayed impact type of.
If just the spinal cord seized up real quick.
Yeah, or something, because this was a good 2-3 minutes after anything has been going on.
Yeah, I mean, we had that 2-minute warning for a while. They ran one play. And what was this last stoppage for, actually? I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Because they had called their timeout earlier. So they had already used their timeout. Or was this? No, the timeout came out 1:50. So, yeah, we've gone a minute.
Yeah, no, they just did a couple-yard play, and then it broke up, went back to the huddle. And the huddle was about to break because she went down.
Because, yeah, the Blazers just taking their time since they have time to waste. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I didn't have the camera properly positioned because I wasn't expecting someone to drop.
Right, and we're all getting ready for, our post-game.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. That's kind of where my mindset went to.
Yep. Under a minute, mine too.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, folks. It's
right.
not that we're trying to get ahead of ourselves. It's just
trying to have a good call.
Yeah. And we try to put on a good show for you.
Right.
And
that's it. And I know I said earlier, I do thank everybody for joining us tonight. And I thank you, Scott, for having me and allowing me to be on the air with you, man. And
anytime. It's anytime. This has been amazing, and I'm so grateful for you to be here because this has just sounded so good.
Appreciate it. It's this is the one thing you just don't want to see at the end of it all, though. After all this greatness that happened today, and these 50 seconds are going to run off this clock real quick. Nobody's even going to know that it happens. There's going to be knees taken at the end of this game, and San Diego, I think even themselves don't want to go back out to this field after seeing that. They know the game's kind of out of their hands now.
Well, if there's some San Diego players that are kind of laying out there on the field.
I know. That's not good to see either.
Well, circumstantially, I understand saying that, especially with what's going on right now, but they're just over there relaxing.
Right.
And you can tell if they do that too long with under a minute to go.
They'll cramp up?
Not only, I wasn't going with cramps, but they'll just, they may not be able to get back up.
Right.
They might be able to get their adrenaline going again to get them through. So it could be a pretty groggy minute for them.
And they are being very careful around the neck area right now of the injured Blaze player. As
she's
going to be lifted with support. So that's...
the Thornton Fire Department has got her on a stretcher of some type, and they're putting her on the cart. And
you know what I just noticed right now? Coach Rob was over talking with the San Diego coaches, so I know San Diego coaches were just trying to support Coach Rob right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Keep him calm. That's what I love to see.
Absolutely.
That is what I love to see.
I would be beyond amazed if there's any kind of animosity coming from San Diego's side right now.
There hasn't been between either team all game long. No chippiness, no nothing. It's been a good game.
They're not guys.
Ah.
I mean,
True.
I
know what you mean.
And guys at this point would have already had a couple of pushing, shoving.
Oh yeah, it's like
temper tantrums.
That pass interference over in the corner. That was a bad push off.
Yeah, and then the kick return where she got slammed down around the 20-yard line in the third quarter. That would have set it off. For some of the teams that I filmed, that would have been the instigator. But she's now on her way to the ambulance here.
Our movement is good to see.
Yep.
Very good to see.
They're not taking any chances with her.
Not at all. And I could see a 3 at least. That's all I could really see on there. So I have...
Yeah, we're not sure who it was. 3 with neon shoes.
Neon green?
Like neon green Adidas stripes.
I unfortunately know who that is.
Black shoes with neon green Adidas stripes.
Ruby Albright.
Oh.
That was Ruby wearing the green. So we do. If I'll look out there real quick to make sure I don't Yeah, I'm gonna make my assumption there that it was Ruby. I send my best out to her, her family, the team.
Absolutely.
You know, I hope it's just a dehydration, because then Ruby will be right back out there and on the plane to Minnesota in 2 weeks, and that's all I hope to see.
Well, folks, we will probably be off air before we're able to get any kind of word. So what I would suggest doing to get word on the player's condition here later tonight or tomorrow is stay tuned to the Mile High Blazes Facebook page, because I'm sure they'll be giving updates there as soon as they know something.
Yeah, this late in the game, you know, it'll be tough to get any info out. And I honestly would I hope people would just congratulate Mile High on their victory today, and then as everything settles tonight, even tomorrow, then show, you know, more the concern of how's everything going, what's going on, because this team deserves the victory as number one. They went and played their hearts out today. They earned this victory against the Rebellion, and they earned their spot into the next round of the playoffs. And this team deserves every chance to play in Atlanta as well. A tough game in 2 weeks against Minnesota, but we hope that it's a full, healthy roster. It was Ruby.
Well, yeah, the crowd has started chanting Ruby, so that's kind of confirmation.
That's my confirmation.
As to what's going on.
And it looks like Mile High is coming out in like a victory formation right now with 52 seconds left. It's 3rd and 4 at their own 41-yard line. Again, 23-16 is the score. The Blaze in the lead by 7. And, yes, it is a victory formation here for Ty Lowry Jones underneath center. And no, it's going to be handoff. I'm not exactly sure what Ty is doing. She's trying to just waste more clock, I think. And she's still on her feet. Ty now gets tackled to the ground. You know, I'm not exactly sure what the play clock is here for the WFA. That's something I should have personally researched, so I apologize for that lack of information. But what I'm thinking is it's 35 seconds, and if they had just taken the knee, there's too much time on the clock to not allow the clock to run fully for this fourth quarter. So that was a smart play by Ty. Just after what we just saw on the field, you just want everybody to just take a knee. Let's just get this game over. But that's
safe.
What's going to happen right here is the final seconds are going to tick off the clock. The Mile High Blaze are victorious 23-16 over the San Diego Rebellion. It was a passing touchdown from Ty Lowry Jones to get the scoring started. It was a fumble recovery in the end zone by the Mile High Blaze. It was a running touchdown by the Mile High Blaze and a field goal as well in there. It was a couple of touchdowns by Martin for the San Diego Rebellion, but she came up about 10 yards short and a fumble given away for the San Diego Rebellion in their red zone, the offensive zone, touchdown zone, down there in the 10-yard line, the goal line. And that's where the game really took the turn for both of these teams. Mile High Blaze able to take advantage of the turnovers, score enough of the points to get the victory, and they will have their date set with the Minnesota Vixen in 2 weeks on the road. And congratulations to the Mile High Blaze on another playoff victory here at home. That's going to do it for the home season here for the Blaze at 5 Star Stadium, and we wish them the best with the Minnesota Vixen. For myself, Tyler O'Brien on the call for Scott from ColoradoSports.TV, we thank you guys for joining us, and we send our best to Ruby Albright and her family.